Hello, everybody. Welcome in. How's it going? Enrico, Chic, 4-star Yelp review. How's everybody doing? What's going on? Say, Woolbed, welcome in. How's it going? How's it hanging, everyone? Good, very good to hear. Yeah, we're gonna work a little bit more on Demonos today. I worked on a funny guy last night. You'll see. I kind of remastered the entities because I did not like how they looked before, so we're gonna go over that. I think they're much better now. Still some things I need to do, but we're on the right track. So, but yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into it, shall we? I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself now that Destiny is dead. Any ideas? I think you should do like something cool and productive instead, not a game. You should work on the game idea you've been cooking up. I know you had a couple. I know you've got your source movement stuff. I don't know. You could do could work on that. I know you were talking about the puzzle game. Or you could play another game if you want. What's Demonos? I wasn't here yesterday. Yeah, I'll show it off and we'll talk about it. What other cool games are there? Minecraft is sometimes kind of cool, but other times really frustrating and not cool. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say. Alright, let's go ahead and boot up the game. I've been drowning my sorrows with Grounded, yeah. I mean, Destiny isn't, like, gone yet. I mean, they're stopping updates, but it doesn't mean that it's, like, unplayable. So, you know, that's always a thing. Yeah, we worked on this window last night. Okay, so anyways, what is Demonos? So basically, it's a jam I was working on a long time ago for Ludendare 55. And I just kind of never finished it because I ran out of time. So, but yeah, we're coming back to it and finishing it, and we're just gonna put it up on itch. So it's coming along. We worked on this little window. I need to like make it move a little more now. And then the new guy. There's sounds in the game now. We're gonna go over all that. I mean, yeah, that's not the point. Yeah, I know, I feel it. Someone lurk while quartz farming sounds good. Yeah, I want to play some more Grounded at some point. I don't know if Ace is gonna play, but that's okay. We can just play and do stuff if you want. As long as it's just not like main story stuff. Yeah, other games. I really have no idea right now. It's very hard to say. Free people game, yeah. We on itch. So, anyways, let me show off this new funny guy. So one thing I didn't like about the old guy was how hard it is for... I suck at character animation and modeling, right? So I was like, there's got to be a better way that this guy could move around that wouldn't require me to animate legs and arms and stuff, right? So, we'll DM about story stuff, see if you'd be okay. Go ahead with Adam. Yeah, I do want to play more, right? Because there's still a lot more stuff in the game that we haven't even gotten to. There's like the whole new zone they just added and like the boss fights and stuff. I really do want to do more. I feel like it's frustrating because yeah, it's fun and I enjoy it. But then Ace just doesn't want to and I'm like, oh, but it's cool. So, all right, you guys ready for this? New guy. And he's got sounds and stuff now. But yeah, I made it so he just rolls around. And I think it's a lot easier for me to animate and stuff instead of having to like do legs. It is indeed a tomato. It's one of your ingredients for your pizzas that you have to make. But yeah, when you get closer to him, he like speeds up like that. Also, you can pick him up, and he starts screaming when you pick him up and shaking. He does not like being picked up. So, also when he like collides with the wall, he like squishes. Get over here. So, yeah, he is not happy right now. I mean, to be fair, he's about to be grinded up into tomato paste. We're probably gonna add like a grinder object here that you just like drop him into, and then he gets ground up into tomato sauce. So, but yeah. Don't give him a sad face. He's very, very sad and distressed. Off into the void. Oh man. But I think this is a much easier direction to take with like the creatures and stuff instead of doing like legs that walk around and stuff. So David Huffman, welcome in. How's it going? Or just squish them with your bare hands, yeah. They are still killable, like they have health and stuff, so we can like slice them if we want. How did he get back in? Did he get back in? I don't think so. I'm just spawning a bunch of them right now. And then watch this. They're all gonna be over here. Oh, they're all in like a ball. Well, that's something that we need to fix. I need to make it so they collide with each other. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's say mask of 2. Yeah. Oh, now they also collide with me, like, as the player. Which is kind of funny. Yes. My tomato army. Let's spawn a couple more. Yeah, I think it's kind of funny, them colliding into me like that. It's crazy, they're like rolling on top of each other and stuff over there. But I think this will be a fun direction to take with these guys, probably. Hopefully they're not getting pushed out of the bounds of the world. It's hard to say if that's happening or not. Oh my god. The tomato army. Get out of here. Yeah, you can still like kill them and stuff. And they still drop as little jars of tomato. Oh, they are still kind of like inside of each other, I think. Like this one is like 2 of them. And oh, there's like a bunch. Okay, so clearly it's not... Oh, it's because the new ones, only the ones that pre-existed had the self-collision stuff. Okay, that's nothing. That's already been fixed. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I think this will work, and then we can make a dough guy. I don't know if he's gonna be different. I was thinking of making the dough guy more of like a little slime ball, you know? Slime monster. Kind of like this. You know, but made out of pizza dough. I don't know if I'm gonna still do that or not. It's hard to say. But yeah, we'll think about it. Ugh. And then we need a cheese guy, probably. I might just have them all roll around. I'm not really sure. It's hard to say. Let's go model some other guys then. So this is our tomato. How do you get rid of other tabs in Blender? I always forget. There's like a keybind for it. Let me look it up. Close window bind. Here, how do I close these windows? Oh, close area. Let's go. Okay, thank God. Alright, so this is the tomato guy. We want to do like a dough ball guy. So how big is this? I think it's about like half a meter. A little bit larger than half a meter. So let's just save this guy. Go ahead and do new general. And we're just going to add in a sphere. UV sphere. We'll just go high res for now and then probably do some stuff. Let's use a displacement modifier. We're going to assign that to a noise texture, clouds, right? We're just going to make this guy kind of a wobbly dough ball guy. Right, something like this. Not quite as like noisy, so I'm going to lower the depth. And lower the strength a bit. It's sort of like this, just a ball of dough. I'm also going to decimate this geometry a little bit so it's not so high res. Do like half, at least. So hey, Juan Dots, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. All right, so this is what it looks like here. We could go even more if we wanted to with the, oh God, I keyframed it. 0.25 decimation, which still looks pretty good, interestingly enough. I might possibly do 2 different variants for this guy. Let's call him dough ball. We will see. And I don't know how big this ball is. Okay, it's way too big. It should be more like 0.75 meters. So right around there. And now the noise is a little bit too... There we go. Okay. We can change the noise basis. We don't need to do that. Oops. Let's make it a little smaller like that. Alrighty. And then you can do like a specific direction and stuff if you want. We're just gonna do normals. It is really wacky. But yeah, let's just do like strength of like 0.6. That should be fine right there. Just a little dough ball guy. Alright, we're gonna save that. I've got a test tomorrow, so I'll go sleep now. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you for coming in, though. I really appreciate it. Yeah, good luck on the test. I hope it goes well for you. So, oh, this is not happy. There it goes. Unpopular opinion: I love Hawaiian pizza. You know, I really don't mind Hawaiian pizza. Honestly, I know it's like cursed and stuff or whatever. People are like, "No, how could you like Hawaiian pizza?" But I think it's fine. It's actually like okay, in my opinion. We're gonna get rid of these now. I don't know what value is. I have no idea why it's there, so we're just gonna get rid of it. We don't really need this process event checking for health anymore, so I'll probably just say whenever health has been changed, right? We'll just make a new function called function take damage. And damage, float, pass. And we're just going to do this and say health minus equals damage. If health is less than or equal to that. Then we do all this stuff. Also here, I want to run up our particles. So I think I'm going to go ahead and create a export thing for this. So at export var damage particles and set this to a type of CPU particles 3D. Okay. But I just noticed this one chat is orange. Oh yeah. I think you're orange. Yeah, I see a bunch of different colors here, but to be fair, my chat's not actually through Twitch. It's like different. So I'm going to say restart, and that emitting is true. Okay. But any Italia will burn you alive, though. Yeah. I mean, who cares what you put on your pizza, right? Okay, so... I also want to check if we have a reference to that, right? Because we might not always. So if we have damage particles, and I might go ahead and also create that as like a separate scene that gets generated and spawned in, because otherwise what's going to happen is when you kill one of these guys, it's not going to like play this damage particle and sound and stuff. So I might have to change that eventually, but yeah, for now, you know what? Just let's get rid of that because I'll probably do this better. I might have like a ID system, you know, and just go that route. So also we don't need to get this anymore. That's a stupid way to get the player. We should just say global.player, you know. And same here. Global.player. Okay. Yeah, there's so much stuff in here that's like really... Get rid of type. Oh, I guess type we'd need because I need to know what item to drop, but we're going to change the whole item dropping system. So let's honestly just get rid of the ingredient drop stuff for now. Yeah, we want in air. We're going to have all these things. We don't need value anymore. We're going to have speed and health. Speed, yeah, I still use speed here, so that's good. Run points, less velocity. And then we got the signal for whenever our surface has been hit, doing like our little effects. Yeah, I think we're pretty much good to go here now. Just kind of simplifying a lot of this code, making it better. Target, take damage. So over on the player, we're going to change that line. Or like, I think we just say minus HP or something right now. Yeah, enemy.health -1. Now we're going to say enemy.take damage 1. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we need to improve upon, but it's fine. We'll get there. All right. So I think let's go create our dough ball guy. So the way we have it set up right now is we've got the tomato guy. And he does all of this stuff. We don't need to call super anymore because there is no process event. He's got the screaming. I might move some of this code up into the top entity class, you know. For now, though, I think I'm just going to duplicate it. I also want to change some of this stuff. Like, instead of calling his body tomato, I'm just going to call it, like, body. So let's go do that. Let's rename this one to body, capitalized. Which one is which? I think it's this one. We're going to rename his body to tomato. And just call this one leaf. And hopefully that gets renamed in here. I'm not sure if it will. Yeah, so now his body's just called tomato capitalized. Oh, well then actually, hold on, let's change his name again. I realize it needs to be called body. Okay. Okay. Extends entity. So we're gonna get a reference to our body up here. So we're gonna say on ready var body is equal to get node body. Oops. And now we can get a reference to it. Alrighty. Now anywhere in here where I've said like tomato or anything like that, right, that needs to be replaced with body. Because it means that this code will be reusable. Because I don't have to rely on custom names of nodes. Fix these guys. We'll probably do the same thing with like the sounds and stuff here because we've got like tomato scream. There's no reason to call it tomato scream. We'll just call it scream, right? And let's also get another reference to it. So replace all our tomato screams. It's not that many, so I'm not going to bother using the, you know, Shift R replace thing. All right. So I think that's everything in here. Let me search in here. Scream. Anything else called tomato? There is that timer for when it's finished. It sets screaming back to false. So yeah, I'm probably going to move most of this stuff up into just the standard thing. But for now, it's okay. And I might change this to scream sound. Just because it's a little more clear that it's a sound and not like a variable. Okay, then we also need the roll sound and the impact sound. So roll sound, impact sound is going to be equal to, oops, impact, roll. All right, so we got those two guys now. Scream sound, roll sound, impact sound. So we're going to change all those as well. So this roll sound, change that into roll sound. I think that's the only place where I access roll, so... And then the other one is just the impact sound here. Impact sound, boom. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I might also then go ahead and get a reference to particles. Already... Particles. To make it easier. I don't really want to have any of those like $ references in here. All right, so that's pretty good. I think we're all good to go in there. So we're going to now create a new inherited scene for the dough guy, right? Dough ball. And this is him. Did I apply my transforms? I don't think I did. Dough ball. 7.5. Yeah, he's still a little bit too big. There we go. And he's just gonna roll around too. Thought more about how one might acquire the upgraded demonic candles. I think we're gonna have some kind of like shop or something that you can access. It's probably gonna be the easiest way to go about it. So, but yeah. Okay, so we've got the dough ball. Let's do a new inherited scene. Call him enemy dough. And accidentally put him inside of there. Okay. So this guy's called dough ball. That is fine. I really wish that I could like I don't know, sometimes the weird scene selection stuff can be a little bit funny. I don't know why. It'll be fine though. We'll just make a new script here. Dough. Okay, so that's all set up there. We're gonna go into enemy. No, that's the tomato guy. Though we will copy all of this stuff over. So copy, go back into the dough ball. Paste him in there. Yeah, we need to go into the blend file and set his like type to an entity. Root script, call him enemy dough, re-import, and we're good to go. So I think it should just be basically ready to go right off the bat, I believe. Hopefully. I do need to set a material on this, the same one that I used over on this guy, because I set up like a custom shader to do the, did my shader just go away? Yikes. Welp. That's not super great. Yeah, it kind of freaking sucks a little bit. Actually, both my materials went away for some reason. Not sure what happened there. So a guy in your pizza shop that is a UI shop. I don't even know if we're gonna bother making like a new guy. It might just be honestly just like a computer or something that you buy upgrades in. I don't know how like crazy I want to go with it, so it's probably best to keep it somewhat simple. Man, that freaking sucks that that went away. Okay, I'm gonna save this as a unique material so I can drag and drop it if I need to and just call it tomato face, tomato body. Man, I lost all my stuff now. Yeah, that's really stupid. I don't know why it did that. I have to like realign his face and everything now. Bruh. I don't like remember what any of these values were. So that is forwards. Yeah, it needs to be on the other side. I don't know if this is the right positioning. Also, I need to rotate it. What is it? It's minus pi over 2 or something. I might hard bake that value into the shader. Now I can't see anything. Oh, there he is. Okay. Say, hey, bruh, how's it going? Yeah, I'm gonna set rotation by default to minus pi over 2. I think that has to be lowercase? No, it's capital. Expected constant. So that can't be set as like a default, I guess. Whatever, we'll do it as a constant. Because I don't think we're ever going to change the rotation of the face. Should always just be vertical. Set that to -3, that to like 1.5. Okay. Now I have to do the new texture here. So it's a noise texture. I think I set the resolution extremely tiny. It's like 32 or something. Make it seamless. Might have been 64, I think, yeah. And now I gotta redo the color ramp, which is kind of tragic. I don't really remember what the color was in here. I know it was red. But it wasn't like a super saturated red like this. I know that the brighter color was like there. This is like a darker splotchy color. And the frequency was a lot higher. Something like this, I think. I think I made him just ever so slightly orangey. Like I remember I upped this just a little bit into the orange. Kind of like this, I think. Maybe a tiny bit too dark over here, but maybe this could be like actually wrapped around the other side. I think this is good enough. Okay, so now this material saved as a separate texture, like in the resources. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. It's very annoying. This is the one thing that sucks a little bit about this, about importing from Blender. Sometimes you can lose your materials that you've set and stuff. It's not a huge problem most of the time, but it can be a little bit annoying. Okay. Back onto the dough guy. Dough enemy. He's gonna have the same material. Let's go copy it from him. Copy enemy dough. I'm gonna paste as unique. I will duplicate a lot of this stuff. The noise texture. And I don't see a face in here. It's down here for some reason. Okay. And this is why we have the ability to do this. And for some reason, this guy's face is rotated the wrong way. Yeah, UV mapping stuff here is really weird. Part of me wants to just do a decal. Because I do have it here. But the issue with the decals, I can't control the, like, the specular and all that kind of stuff on the texture, which is kind of a big problem. So it's unfortunate. There is albedo mix, but that's just like, this is the albedo, so it doesn't really work. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. It's the next deadlift monster? Yeah, totally. No, this is just for a little game jam I abandoned a long time ago. See, what even is... Okay, it's right here. Let's delete the decal node. And then I need to rotate his face. So I do need all these values. I don't know why I can't just set it to be equal to a default value. I guess it's fine. See, I think this one needs like 0 rotation. And I can't find his face anywhere. Whoa. You can see his face is like completely distorted. Like, it's just not right. And it's because of the sizing down here. So remember that's on 3.5. So we need uniform back to stretch. 3.5, remember that. So back into the tomato, we want to set stretch to 3.5. Boom. And then this guy, we're going to have to change stretch around. Thank you for the spin. I appreciate it. How's it going, Ryan? And his face is invisible again. Yeah, I have no idea how the UV mapping stuff here is working. Whatever it is, though, it's kind of a mess right now. Okay, so his face is too stretched wide, so I'm gonna increase the horizontal. I mean, that does work right there. He's kind of a funny guy, but it would work. And then we're gonna change his texture to be like dough colored. I don't know what color would work best for that. A little more saturated. I mean, raw pizza dough is pretty, like, bright, you know. There's also, like, a weird line back here. I don't know what that's from. I don't know, guys. Well, I don't know if this guy is going to work or not. Let's go see what happens. So now we're going to just pick a random one for our enemies. One is going to be the tomato, and the other is enemy dough. So now we're going to say enemies.pick random dot instantiate. Okay, let's go see if we can spawn in the dough guy. Yeah, I gotta figure out like a different... Whoa. Object of null instance. Because roll sound apparently wasn't real. I don't know why. Oh, it's because he's in here and he's not actually a scene. Okay, whoopsies. Let's go see if this works. Yeah, we need to figure out a different way to do like the texture mapping onto this stuff. A decal would really be nice. I just wish there was a better way to do it. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Let's try it out. He's a funny guy. He's oblong. I can't pick him up. I don't think he has the right collision layer set. Hold on. He needs to collide with that one. He's on layer 2 and 3. Let's try that out. Yeah, how else can we map the faces to these guys? Because I'm thinking that's kind of the strat we're going to do with all of them, is they're just going to have just a face mapped onto them. He's not screaming. Oh yeah, I didn't set up his timer and stuff properly. He is very funny. And then when we kill him, he'll turn into a little thing of pizza dough. I don't know if we're going to make him get grinded. Yeah, see, it's hard to say. Like, do we want to do... We'll figure it out. Okay, let's figure out a better way to do these faces, I think, because I'm not super happy with the way this is right now. It's awesome. Thank you. Yeah. So, okay, we can do a decal, but here's the problem. Like, some of these guys are very shiny, and what's been happening is it makes his face shiny, right? And that's not really great. So I don't know if that's really an ideal solution here. But a decal is extremely convenient and easy, right? So it's one of those things that's really tricky. Because it would be nice. Right? All we have to do is just boom, and like there's his face. Let's hide his like material for a minute. Did I just get rid of the wrong... No, it's fine. Okay. Then we have to like rotate this around, I think, otherwise it's so broken. That needs to go 90, and I think this one goes 90 or something. This one goes 90, there we go. Keep that one 90, then that one goes 90. So right, this is a much better way to map the face, because it just like goes to whatever surface geometry is there. Let's also not do any vertical fading. But yeah, here's the problem, is when it comes to the albedo and stuff, that's where it'll sort of breaks down. Now there is an emission texture, and I don't know if that's something that would... See, it just kind of does that and makes it like glow. It's not really what I want. I could potentially turn this like face into like a white texture. I just want to see what this would look like. It'd be really annoying though, because it'd mean I would have to like do that for every single frame of animation, which is not good. There's texture, warm, normal. And I think the way this works is like, it doesn't actually, I can't access these pixels on the shader in here for his body. So I don't know. You found it? What did you find? What I really wish the way the decal worked is like, if instead of just doing a material, like it did a fundamentally like, or instead of just a albedo, like I could actually like do like a real material down onto this, you know? That would be quite nice. Oh, the quartz and marble spot? Let's go, dude. The quartz and marble spot, nice. There's emission energy. There's modulate, which is just modulating the the face. Albedo mixing. Normal fading. We don't have a normal, so that doesn't matter. I really don't know how we're gonna do this. The other option is doing like a world space texture, but or a triplanar texture, but I think that's gonna be broken too, I imagine. Unless that does make it consistent, but I have my doubts. There's an easy way to do that though. What we can do is create a new resource for a standard material. Call this temp And then I can enable triplanar mapping right there. We don't want to set it to world. And then what I can do is like, if I go to this material and here, I can convert it into a shader material right there. Then maybe we can just modify that one instead, you know? So that we can have triplanar mapping. Because this is how it does like the triplanar stuff here. So we could just copy this stuff over, really. Yeah, let's just mess around. So let's see if this works at all. We're gonna give his body this material. We're gonna pass in some new uniforms and stuff. Uniform face, sampler 2D. Oops. I also accidentally found a boss. Let's go. I'm gonna say source color. All right, so now down in here with the albedo, I can mix the face on again. So albedo is equal to mix, albedo, texture. Now, see, this is the thing. How do we do this? I think we want to do like this. We want to create a triplanar texture. And this, we just want to do our texture. Let's say 1.0 or something. I called it face, didn't I? Yeah. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's see. Sample argument, a 0 function called more than once. So it takes in a sampler 2D. I don't know why it's not working. Called more than once. What does that even mean? What? Hold on. Let's return this as a vec4. Yeah. I'm just gonna call it text. What is sampler argument 0? A function called more than once using textures, either different filter, repeat, or texture hint setting. Okay. I guess I need these things enabled to do it. There we go. Unexpected. Comma. Let's see. And that has to be texture.rgb. Come on. Okay, so this is using triplanar mapping now. But as we can see, I still can't see anything. So there is UV offsetting. Oh, we didn't actually put the texture on. Hold on, that would probably help. So that is like way too big. Let's make it smaller. And we're getting some really weird stuff. I think it's like the blend sharpness. It's hard to tell what's happening here. Let's go ahead and say text.a. Okay, so we can see the face, right? Now the problem is that it's set to repeat enable. So if I turn that off, now it's going to complain. How does it like know that it's expecting something with repeating textures? Well, this is the other issue then, is I can't just have one texture. So yeah, this is not going to work. We can't really use a triplanar texture. We might just have to use the decal and just deal with it. It's kind of unfortunate because it would be really nice, but I guess the other option too is that we just draw in like a custom whole thing for it, but that's a whole thing. I don't want to do that. Like we actually like export the texture and, you know, that's too much work. I guess we'll just use a decal. It's okay. It's too bad. Okay, and then we need the dough. Let's make this triplanar. Albedo. Oh yeah, we're gonna generate a noise texture here. 64. Filtering down in here. Where's sampling? Set that to nearest. Generate a new noise texture. Get a seamless. Up the frequency. Color ramp. Do this again. Make some kind of dough color. I might change this later, but we'll see. I'm just kind of like throwing in another color like this just so we can get some like texture in here. I think it'll look fine. Right, like that. I'll probably make this look better later. Looks a little bit more like a potato to me right now, but... Okay, a couple other things I want to do is then get rid of this animation timer and like create one in the code for the entity. Just because otherwise we're going to have to keep doing this over and over. So this is going to be a type of timer. And then we're going to say timer.new. I'm going to set animation timer.wait time to 0.5 seconds and say animation timer.start. And also animation timer.timeout.connect. Process frame. I'll say process animation. Function process animation. All right, there we go. So now we don't need to worry about the timers inside of these guys. Get rid of that. And did I have another timer for screaming? No, like it's just sort of like this. So this is the code where we do the timer on timer timeout. We're going to put that inside of here now. So we settle that stuff, and we need to know whether they're screaming or not. So far, screaming equals false. Also idle frame, var idle frame into 0. And we don't have the set scream function either. So let's grab this one. Boom. And now we need to get the scream sound. A whole bunch of things. We're going to copy all these. I just sent you my haul from the trip today. The parts unknown in the park. Let's go. I'll check it out in just a second. Just making sure this is all set up properly. So we can set our scream. This is where we process the screaming stuff. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff in here that we're going to have to get rid of. Let's save the entity class. So we don't want those things tracked anymore. It also means we don't want this timeout function here. Also, this is something that we're going to move into entity now. So we're going to say on our scream sound dot there's no like finished, huh? Oh, there is. I think I just need to type it. Call it audio stream player 3D. Bind false. Now we can do that. We can get rid of that in here too. Yeah, we'll also just move this same stuff into here as well. Right, and then also grab that signal in here, which I think we have it, yeah. Okay. Yo, Nick, what's up? I made it. Let's go. Welcome in. How's it going? I'm not gonna worry about that stuff for now. Oh, great. Very good to hear. Yeah, a lot of this code's gonna have to be moved in. Handling like the shake and all that stuff, and the rolling sound, the screaming. Almost all of this stuff is gonna be moved in practically, yeah. Right now I just want these guys to be like duplicates of each other. Here, let's literally just copy the whole process event. Eventually, though, these guys will start being more unique. Okay. So I think that should all be good. Then that also means basically for the other tomato guy, we just completely delete all the code. So enemy tomato, just boom. And we should hopefully be good to go. We can get rid of the timer inside the tomato now. And yeah, I think we're gonna have to do the shader. Which project is this? Missed last stream? Yeah, we can, I'll go over it here in just a second. This is just sort of a little fun project, nothing super important. But yeah, just give me 1 second here, then I'll show it off. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use this decal instead of the material. It's just too hard. I'm gonna replace this material, just a standard material. And then for albedo, we will paste this in. I'm just gonna save this as tomato. And get rid of tomato body. Delete that. Okay, I'll adjust the shininess and stuff later. It's fine for now. So the decal is going to be the object that swaps out the faces. So let's go ahead and get a reference to it. So our face decal is going to be equal to decal. Okay. Now everywhere that we've said like all of this stuff, like get surface, override, blah, 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 we're just going to get rid of that. We're just going to say dot albedo is equal to that. Let me go give this a type of decal. There we go. I thought I had a albedo. Oh, it's texture albedo. Okay. They're all fun until multiplayer. It's very true. So let's see. Bartche, welcome in on YouTube. How's it going? And then I know there's some other spots where I've done this. Right here, we do it. Preload that. I think that's it for those. Okay, then one thing I want to do is actually keep this decal like on the body. I'm really hoping that doesn't delete it at some point because that would frickin' suck. But we'll see what happens. So we're already getting body. So here now we're gonna say body slash decal. And then go do the same thing over here. Boom. Okay, guys. Let's go ahead and launch it and see what happens. So, hey, the end. Welcome in. How's it going? What's going on? We're working on a... there's a little game that I did a long time ago for a game jam, and I just kind of never finished it. So we're going back and going through and yeah, doing it. Completing it. So it looks like the decal is working, although he's not screaming for some reason. So I don't know why that's happening. Let's figure out why the screaming isn't working. So I have this stuff set here. I create a new timer. I set the wait time to 0.5 and I say start. And I also connect the timeout. I mean, that should be it. And then it's going to connect that to process animation. And here, just going to do the screaming and all that. Did we get any errors thrown? Nothing super weird. Unable to start the timer because it's not in the scene tree. Oh, duh. That would be why. Let's try that again. So yeah, anyways, to explain this game. So a long time ago, 2 years ago, I think it was like almost near like the Starground release time. I was doing Ludendare 55. I remember I was like really busy with something and I didn't really get time to finish it. So the project just kind of sat on my computer for a really long time. I think the theme was summoning. So I was like, well, what if you like run a pizzeria and you like summon your ingredients, you know? And so that's kind of the concept. So now we're just going through and yeah, fixing everything. We're just basically finishing the game and we're going to put it up on itch for free as soon as we're all done, so. He's really screaming. I gotta move this decal out a little bit. But yeah, that's the idea. There's still a lot more things that we have to do. We have to set up like a couple of other like stations that you can go to. Like we need like an oven so you can cook the pizza, and we need like a little grinder and stuff like that. So, but we're getting there. I'm just trying to like figure out the way that we're gonna do all the faces because it's kind of important to get those working well. And I think I'm happy with what we got now. Let's see how this looks. And then we're gonna work on the particles and make those unique for each guy and stuff. Now the tomato is obviously not nearly shiny enough, so we're gonna go edit the tomato material. This guy would stop screaming. Stop screaming. And then we're gonna mess with all the roughness and everything. You know, he should look like a tomato. Yeah, we'll have some specular, but not too much because it gets really hard to see. Just a little bit shinier like that would be fine. Okay. I got the GF to play Laird and review. Let's go. Thank you so much. Didn't think it was her kind of game, but she played like, I think 5 hours straight. Lost track of time. Let's go. That is very epic to hear. Not epic to lose track of time, but you know what I mean. Yeah, thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. Yeah, we hit the 10 review threshold now, which is very nice, so it's epic. Sometimes the decal's a tiny bit funny on these guys, but I think it's fast enough to where you don't really notice it. Let's get a tomato guy in here. Another dough guy. So yeah, anyways, now that we kind of got this working a little bit, how it's going to work is like you kill these guys with your pizza cutter and they drop as their ingredient, you know? So like the tomato guys are going to drop like tomato sauce, or I think I might do something more special with the tomato guys. But at least the dough guys is just going to drop like a pizza dough, so yeah. That's okay, Aaron. I waste so much time, it's not even funny. Yeah. But I spent playing it. I do really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So much dough, not enough tomato. Wow, I am getting a lot of dough, guys. Okay, there's tomato. Like the idea? Yeah, the idea is stupid, but it's fine. We're gonna finish it. Look at all those guys over there in the corner. I need to... Here, just for fun, really quick, I'm gonna set, like, the timer on this to be really fast. Busy timer is gonna be 0.1. Oh, yeah. Look at how many dough guys we're getting. I don't know why the proportion of dough guys is so insane. Okay, now we're getting a lot of tomato guys. Weird. Oh my god. They're all ramming into each other and stuff. Oh, yeah. We need more. More. I'm surprised they're like actually performance-wise fine. I would have thought by this point, like, we'd start seeing some really bad lag, but it's not even that laggy or anything. So I wonder just how many guys we can do. Oh, starting to get a tiny bit. Oh my god. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of lag now. Oh god. Yeah, maybe just a tiny bit. Okay, alright, let's read. My computer's like struggling a tiny bit. Oh boy. Yeah, that was pretty intense. It's nice to get 11 reviews on it, positive. Did a great job, and thank you very much. I do really appreciate it. And thank you for the cheese time, Ryan. Yeah, pretty happy with how things have been going so far. Yeah, I think we're, right at 11. Sometimes the review count doesn't update right away. It might be more than 11. Like, I notice whenever somebody puts a review down, it takes like an hour for Steam to like register it on the top there. But yeah, anyways, very epic though. So yeah. Yeah, just gonna keep working away at updates and stuff. Getting ready for the full launch now. The next big like thing that's gonna happen is Next Fest, and that's on June 15th. So it's coming up, you know. I really don't have like a whole lot more time for that. So I don't know how like crazy we're gonna be going with new content. A lot of the new stuff for Lurden's probably gonna be like quality of life, like improving. And then after the demo, that's gonna be the big time for like brand new content stuff, you know. So that's probably when we'll start diving into like the new shop layout and stuff. Maybe we'll do that before Next Fest, but I just worry about making big like changes to the gameplay balance right now before Next Fest, just because it's like potentially problematic. I think their streamer dropped us into play. Let's see, got your last couple of reviews. Yeah, I think they left a review, Scary Pastry, right here, which is very epic. So yeah, I think it definitely helped. I think that was the 10th review, so it pushed us right over the requirement. But yeah, unfortunately it did take us quite a while to get over the threshold. I think the thing that Steam values with their like review algorithm stuff is how fast that you get over that limit. And since it took us a couple days, it's not super great, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Oh, apparently pitch scale can't be less than 0. Okay, I see what's happening here. So, we set pitch scale in here. I'm just gonna clamp this to a very tiny value. Oh, and the maximum pitch scale can be infinity. Alright. That should be fixed. Yeah, there's a bunch of these in here complaining about that. Then also this, like creating the tomato. I don't know why I keep saying is inside is true or whatever. I guess it's because I have to add it and then set the global position, so we'll do that. I'm not going to worry about type anymore or anything like that. Okay. One thing I watched her play and I also ran into the same thing. Her and I both missed the fact you could customize your character. Yeah, I kind of want to put like a little like indicator over your player character or something, just to kind of explain to the player that it's like something you can do. Because I've noticed that it seems like usually people just sort of accidentally figure it out instead of it being like a understood thing. So yeah, it's something I'd like to work on for sure. All right, let's frickin' get this shop moving. So now that those guys are set up, I want to get like the desks set up and kind of work on the environment a little bit more. So we're gonna save Doughball. I really hope that didn't just like ruin him and get rid of his texture and stuff. It might have. No, he's fine. Yeah, it's weird how that works. I don't know why. Anyways, let's open up the building. Secret pizza in the ceiling, yeah. Maybe. Am I in like orthographic view or something? Nope. No. Oops, not a circle. Alright, cube. So this is going to be probably just 1 meter tall, maybe even less. Let's move it up 0.5. So this is going to be a desk. Kind of like not a desk, but like a counter for the kitchen, right? And we're just going to have to keep messing around with this and figure out like how it should look. And I'm not going to be super like careful about the modeling on this, if I'm being real. So we're probably going to have like one over here and then duplicate this and have another one, like a shorter one right here. Something like that. And we'll make this desk, this counter look way cooler and stuff. I just need to get an idea for the scale right now compared to everything else. So let's go look. I feel like that height might be okay. When these guys like summon in, we're going to have to make them somehow like escape. Because I think what's going to happen right now is they're just going to kind of run into the counter. Yeah, this counter is a pretty good height, I would say. Maybe ever so slightly shorter. So like a tiny bit more like a wall right now. I'm actually going to merge these two objects together. And just go a little bit shorter. I think it should update live, right? I don't know if it did or not. Let's just go ahead and restart the game. Is that for the player to find, or is it just there so it's spawned and ready to be moved? This, the counter, or which part should be found, should be for the player to find? Maybe just ever so slightly too tall. Oh, the pizza. Yeah. Oh yeah, that other pizza I actually like got rid of because it was like a weird broken one. It would be funny though if there was like a hole up in the ceiling with like a pizza up in there. So maybe we'll do that. Who knows? So what happens like once this has collision? I think what's gonna happen is that these guys are just gonna run into this and get kind of stuck, which is a little problematic. So we'll have to figure out what we're going to do about that. I might just make it so that the opening is up here over near the summoning circle. That way they don't get stuck. I feel like that would actually make the most sense here. Oops. Yeah, we're just going to get rid of those. Move it over there. BRB sounds good. And just move this over. Sorry that I'm working on this instead of a deadlift, Zach. But it's okay. This won't take super long. I mean, we've been getting there. So I'm going to do this, and then we're going to... Oops. Let's change the number of cuts to this. I'm going to create like a little, you know, counter. Oh, God. The ring selection thing is weird. There we go. And we're just going to have that jut out a bit. 0.4. And I might curve these two corners just a tiny bit. Bevel them. Just like so. I just think it looks a lot better when we have the counter in here like this. Then we can set up materials and all that. And I might like put some kind of like arch over here or something, you know, just to kind of like make this room feel a little more like separate. You know, like there's an actual like kitchen area. So we might do that right now. I apologize, having little size tough keys things fresh. It is really nice working on little tiny stuff like this, honestly. Game jams help keep me sane, you know? So Always just felt bad about abandoning this one because I think it could be kind of a fun little goofy game if it was actually finished, you know? So I think this is going to be sort of like... It's going to go up into the ceiling, right? And then we're going to extrude this out all the way along here. I don't know how thick this one should be. We'll figure it out. Oops. Extrude that. It's okay if things clip in here and stuff. I don't really care. I don't know if you guys noticed, but this game is not the most refined thing ever. And I guess this will all be made out of brick here. Oops. Come on. I should probably look at some more images of a real, like, pizzeria, but it's fine. Okay, and this is going to have the wall texture. And this is going to have two, probably. Yo, let's freaking go. Got another Prime trial, enjoy $3. Thank you, thank you. I very much appreciate it. Hold on. Wouldn't be fair if I didn't do the confetti. There we go. Thank you so much. Select these. Yeah, we got the confetti. For some reason, it's supposed to like automatically go, but there's something wrong with my like overlay. I don't know what though. I'll figure it out one day. Oh shoot. I don't know what face I just selected. God dang it. This is the curse of the alt selection. There you go. Okay, quickly. Assign this one to wood. Oh, actually, it's so much easier just to do this. What am I thinking? And then just assign this stuff down here to the other color. So what should the bottom here like be colored as? I don't think it should be brick again. I'll just call it like a desk for now, or whatever, counter, it doesn't matter. But I feel like it should be a different color. We'll figure it out. Okay, let's go see what this looks like in here. And... Ooh. Hold on, I have to actually assign the materials. You know, I could make this all just part of the same object. Ah, it's fine, we'll do this. Let's go into the building node. Get my brick. Boom. And this guy's gonna have a mix. We're gonna have wood. In the bottom, I don't know, maybe metal? We should probably look at an image of a pizzeria. I'm gonna be real. Pizzeria. Pizzeria interior. Yeah, I mean, usually they have this layout where there's gonna be like the kitchen in the back and stuff. Yeah, there's a bunch of tables. You know, they've got the thing. We could put some like tall chairs up at the front or something if we wanted to. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's not like it's a big mystery how pizzerias are designed. That's not real. A lot of places have like a kitchen in the back that's not visible, but I think this is going to be kind of one where you can see inside to the kitchen area. So I think we're fine. This is like a freaking dungeon. Yeah. I think what would sell it is like having like a board with like a list of like a menu, you know, and stuff like that. Cash register, you know, all this stuff. We got to get the pizza oven back in there. Yeah, it'll be fine for now. Anyways, this is what we're looking at now. I think it works okay. Might need to move this lighting around. We'll see, we'll see. And there's just a casual demon summoning circle right there. Let's see if they get stuck. I don't know what's going to happen here. Hopefully they don't. Okay, so he is definitely going to get stuck once he runs into that wall, which is quite unfortunate. Back into the building scene. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying having these as two separate objects, but it's fine. We'll just create this static body children. So we should collide with these now. And I think it's just they're going to immediately run into the wall here and not know how to get around it. Yeah. So that's not really ideal. I want them to like run around in here, you know. I mean, we can move where the summoning circle is, honestly. Like, we could just have it in the center of the room instead of back here. There's no reason to have it back here. Like, this is going to be where all the machinery and desks and stuff are filled. So, we could just move it. Luckily, I recently merged everything into just one thing, so it's easy to move. So yeah, I mean, why not just put it right in the middle? It'll probably be better that way. We can like put it right here and then move this set of tables over. That's funny because it's like mapping onto the thing. I think we also need 2 new sets of tables now. So we're going to do that. There we go. Alrighty. Disguise times. Welcome in. How's it going? Alright, we're also done with ads, guys. I apologize. I feel like the summoning circle is usually like the center of the room. Maybe. Yeah, okay. That's exactly what I got going here then. Yeah, I feel like this will be good. We can change the layout here really easily if we want. These like tables and stuff don't matter because they're gonna get knocked around instantly. So I'm not worried about where I position those really, if I'm being real. Is this the Church of Satan? Sort of. Pizzeria, close enough. We need to redo the car. It's pretty ugly. And it doesn't look like a car at all. Let's see. Yeah, so there's a couple routes we could take right now. We could start working on the ingredient system. I think let's get our gameplay loop going. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's model a pizza oven. This will probably be the next thing we need to work on. Let's go look at an image of a pizza oven. Pizza oven. Can you give it teeth, the pizza oven? It's like a demonic pizza oven. We could. Yeah, I think we'll do something kind of like this. Just like a brick wood-fired pizza oven. And I might make it so that like we have a little log guy that rotates around too, and you have to throw him into the bottom of your oven to keep it lit. And then when you throw him in, he screams. Just like... because, you know, he's getting burnt alive. So, yeah. I think that should be good. It's a pretty, like, messed up game. It's pretty evil. There's just all these little innocent food guys, and you're destroying them. for profit. Yeah. Makes only food is cooked humans. That was brought up last stream, but I think we're gonna do like summoning guys, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. Customers are the ingredients. Yeah. We'll see, we'll see. Yeah, something kind of like this where it's gonna have like the fuel area underneath. Right, and then how does this one even work? Should be something like this where you can throw the fuel in the bottom. And then the stuff on top. We already have a brick texture, so it's pretty easy to do. Just thinking like if we want to do like a dome like this. I mean, this is the classic pizza vibe. But I want to make sure it's like nice and open so you can actually put the item in. So we're going to make it like kind of like this. So let's just start with a cube. I'm not going to worry about the scale right now because we can rescale it. So then we're gonna have another cube on top. This one's gonna be inset a bit, right? Something like that. We're gonna inset this face. Oh, do I want to do it that way? Like fishing or any type of meat? What do you mean by that? It's probably in context of something I said, and I forgot what I said. My apologies. Oops. We're gonna grab these. Oh, you just mean how horrible and evil the whole thing is? But it's just the exact same as fishing or eating meat? Yeah. That is true. That is basically what we do on Earth as humans. It's pretty messed up if you think about it. Delete that face. I'm also gonna have to delete that one. I do want there to be a little bit of a ridge, actually, so we can keep that. Hey, Simplink. Welcome in. How's it going? Then this is gonna go back all the way. Not all of the way, but most of the way. And this is where you're gonna be putting your fuel. I might do possibly another little like ridge down at the bottom. So honestly, for that, I'd want to do, I just delete that edge. Or delete like only dissolve edge. Yeah, do. Then now I can just do a loop cut along here. And it is extremely funny for some reason, but it's fine. Then now extrude along normals like that. Right, and we're going to do kind of the same thing here. So this one's going to be a little bit different. I think I should build a moat in my background when you say a big moat. You can. I made a game called Big Moat one time, once upon a time. Pretty crazy. Let's extrude along the normal. So quite a bit back in there. Okay, and really quick, I'm gonna apply all the transforms, and we're gonna curve this hole. That's extremely funny. I don't know why it looks so jank. Let's go ahead and just curve it first. I'm gonna have to wait for the inset here, which is fine. Let's undo that inset. Wait until I actually do the curve. I think you need to keep the space like some sort of space keep. Whoa. That's crazy. Let's do that there. Okay, now we inset the middle. This model's kind of a mess, but it's okay. Then I'm just going to drag these guys down. Move them to, oops, go to global. Set them to 2. Now I can inset the face to like right around there or something. So on all of these, I want to inset again. And give it like a ridge. And then grab these guys. What's the one? It's there's another mode here. Extrude manifold. Now the issue is like I don't know how I'm gonna extrude it manifold. Because it's like pointing down. Oh, here we go. I can do that. Oh. Hold on, I don't think these are connected. That was only 2 vertices, so I don't know. That's fine, we'll just fix it once we do this. Oh, but it's doing it that way, so let's just extrude this way, like that. And there's no way to, like, fix it. Oh god, what a... No, 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 no. Stop! Do what I say. I just want to do normal extrude. Bro. Okay. So just go 0.1. And then all of these vertices we're going to have to fix. It's going to take a second. That's not a huge deal. Do that. Alright. That's pretty much a pizza oven. Should add a pit. A naff into the pit. In a pizza pit. What? A pit for the pizza? I guess the chimney is probably just going to go through the ceiling, because I think it'd be a bad time if all the smoke was inside of your building. So yeah. Okay, just a couple other little finishing touches and stuff. Round those off. I don't think if there's anything else I want to add to this here. One thing I might do is like this. Where I grab... There's a keybind to select face mode. It probably is. Shrink that down a tiny bit. I might make the whole thing a little like shorter, so let's do that. Just grab everything up to there. I want to make sure that you can actually like reach the top section of the oven. So hopefully that should be good. Might as well just join this geometry together. I might also inset this a little bit. The face geometry in here kind of needs a redo anyways. So it's a little bit weird, and there's like a random edge here. And there's another random edge. Oh yeah. Oh, it can't work like that. I have to do like a... Right? Because then otherwise these aren't going to connect. Or I guess they will, yeah. That'll be fine. And then I can do this one. And I want this face in here to be extruded downwards. Kind of have like some coals maybe? Or I guess you wouldn't have that in a normal pizza oven. So this is fine. Delete that and the camera. Save this as pizza oven. And let's set up some like materials and everything. So most of this is going to be brick. The animatronic characters do get a bit quirky at night. Yeah, just a wee bit. Material view. But I want some sections to be like a kind of like a stone material, right? So that's going to be all of this stuff. Let's call this one stone. It's going to be like all of this is going to be stone. I think something like that. I'll probably make this like bottom platform stone. Yeah, see, I don't like how this is kind of a separate like thing. I'm gonna delete this face and redo it. Same with this one. Get this down to global this number. And then delete these edges because they're also broken. Very epic. And I think I can just run fill on this. I can just say mesh fill or face fill. Come on. No faces filled. It's probably because these aren't enclosed. Let's give it a try now. Now we can say face fill. There we go. Okay, then all this bottom stuff will be made out of stone. There's a lot of faces in here. Stone, a sign. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and get this in the game. And shaded smooth, right? Yep. We'll apply the materials. Let's go get our za oven. So it's way too big. That is okay. Scale this down to 0.5 scale. Apply the transforms. That is a little bit better. Now it's a little bit too small, actually. Funny enough. Needs to be a little bit larger. Let's increase by 1.5 scale. Let's see how this looks. That's good. It's also oriented the wrong way. We'll just do this really quick. Must be bad luck chat activated while I was gone. Let's see, move this in. Where do we want the pizza oven? Probably right there is fine. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of work that we have to do with this pizza oven. First off, new inherited. Save this as pizza oven. Should have done that first before I positioned it. Now I have to redo it again. Very cool. I love redoing things. I love redoing things. Okay. Pizza oven. They don't make them like this no more. Okay, let's go into here and we're gonna set our materials. I don't know what we're gonna do for the stone material. We'll figure that out. Brick. Looking very nice. Then let's get some kind of stony material. I want like a stucco almost or something. Yeah, this will work. Getting the list of filters. Oh, don't be stuck on this bug again. Please. This always happens. It's like the most annoying thing about Filter Forge. Oh my goodness. It's fine. We'll do it manually. So we're gonna find some stucco texture like this. And we're just gonna copy it. This looks nice. And we're gonna do this. It'll be fine. We did this with the metal. Oh, it already tiles perfectly. Very nice. And then let's just rescale it down to like 200 or something at least. We're gonna save this as stucco. As a PNG. Boom. What am I cooking? We're gonna be cooking some pizza. Yeah. Save it as stucco. Whoa. What happened there? Oh, it's probably like a normal issue. That probably will fix it. There we go. Okay, albedo. Let's get our stucco. Thank you for the cheese time. I return. Let's freaking go. Welcome back. Go sampling, set it to nearest. The scale is too big. Do like 0.5 or something. Probably even more. 0.3? That's good enough right there. Maybe even a little more. 0.2. And we could potentially map this to like roughness if we wanted to. I think we could. It's hard to tell what that does in here, but also why can't I like move my camera? Oh my god. Okay, I can't move the camera anymore, so we're gonna reopen Godot. Something's wrong. Stream is gone, guys. Your greed. You've done this to yourselves. And so many Instagram notifications. Why? Is this gonna be people wanting the next step? The other one is gone? Okay. Well, no more stream, guys. Some code for pizza oven. Generate a collision on this. And itself will be a static body, so... Alright, we gotta activate our funny little, where is it? Cheese. Where is it? Here we go, cheese monitor. Boom. Retype. Static body 3D. Re-import. Alright, so we're gonna add some area 3Ds. So first off, it's gonna be one down here at the bottom. And this is gonna be for the fuel area. Oh, we're good. Thank the heavens above. So whenever you put an item into here, it's going to check whether it's a valid fuel type, and then if so, it will burn. just like that. And call this fuel area. And then the one on top will be a pizza area. And we're gonna have to keep track of like when the pizza was entered in, and then set up a timer to like tell it that it's cooked, you know? Or to be like, hey, you're cooked. Get that all nice and tidy. Okay. So that should be pretty much everything we need here. We just have to set up code to do it all now. Hacks. What's going on? Oh, well, it's okay. You guys can see now. All right, so let's set up the signals here. So we're just going to say whenever body has been entered here. Or actually, I don't really like doing that. I think it's easier to just do it in physics process and say for, you know, I in fuel area to get overlapping bodies. I kind of like doing that instead because sometimes the signals can cause issues where like it doesn't register that the object correctly exited. So Zubidi, welcome in. Is AI taking my job? Not really. People use AI for their games, but those games are usually bad games, so it's not a big deal. And I always find it funny where like these AI gaming things come out where Google's like, look, you can generate a whole world. You make your own universes, your own gaming worlds, and then like you turn the camera to the left and it like turns, like you go from like a city into a jungle, and it's like there's just no, it has no ability to create a persistent, stable area. So I'm not worried right now, at least. All right, fuel area. So we're gonna check what kind of bodies are in here. So the fuel one is easy because it'll just immediately consume it. It might have some kind of like meter or like a percentage maybe, like when you hover over it, so you know where you're at with your fuel. So we might do that. Let's just do this for now. So we're gonna say if I guess I'll set up like IDs here and stuff now. Let's just do it. I'll call this entities table. It's about time. And create a new resource node. All right, so entities table. It's gonna have the script entities table. Now we're gonna go into global and say var entities table. It's gonna be type of dictionary with strings and more dictionaries. And then on ready and global, we're gonna say entities table is equal to preload entities table.trez dot data. Boom. Trust AI gaming is the future. Yeah, totally. I can't wait for all the heart and soul of everything to be gone. That's gonna definitely improve my gaming experience, guys. It's totally not like it's just a way to make more money or something. That would be crazy, right? All right, so this is gonna be our data dictionary, and we're just gonna have some IDs. So I don't know what the ID will be. I don't really need to do a prefix. This game is not gonna be moddable, so I'm just gonna say entity dot tomato. All right. Entity dot dough. Entity dot wood. And now we can spawn these in. We don't really need names or anything on these. I will have their scenes, though, preloaded in here. So preload tomato, the dough, and the wood. And then, yeah, we have to make a new wood guy now. And then what I'm going to do on the wood guy is give him a fuel tag, right? Fuel is true, so I know that he's wood. I mean, I guess I could just check his ID, though, so we'll just do that. Then up here, we're going to now... Every entity is going to have our ID. Like that. And it's going to be entity dot, and we'll manually define it. Okay. Finally, been wondering when you start using tables? Yeah. Yeah, we didn't really need to do it before, but now I think it's probably a good idea. It really does help just keep everything organized, and, you know, I can reference things that I want. It's a lot better. AI game is totally not just a cash grab for companies trying to suck people into buying new subscription plans for AI models. Totally. Yeah, definitely not. Ugh. That kind of stuff to me is so, like, gross. Like, the whole, like, renting model of your computer hardware. Like, having to pay for, like, cloud computing instead of just buying your own parts. That's, like, wild. I would never do that. Because, like, having your physical computer in your house is just so much better. Like, what if your internet goes out, you know? Then boom, you can't use your computer anymore. All of your data is gone. So that's just ridiculous. Also, the notion of, like, having your whole computer on somebody else's computer is a little weird and creepy. Like, I like how my data is in my home and here. You know, my passwords, all my private info is here in my home, not in a cloud server somewhere. It's a little, like, I could see that being a massive security issue. I don't know. I think it's good that we're building a giant data center 3 times the size of Manhattan. Yeah. I really, really like that. How it's, yeah, there's like that one in Utah they're building that's using, like, that's doubling the amount of energy the entire state uses just for one data center. That's really, really cool, and I'm very happy about that. It's awesome. And permanently increasing the temperature in the area by 10 degrees just forever. That's really cool. That's so insane that it's actually so massive that it, like, changes the ecosystem around it. That's not good, guys. I feel like we've learned nothing from our mistakes. Like, have we forgotten that, like, you know, being bad for the environment is a bad thing? I don't know. It's really stupid. Yeah, I can't wait for them to be orbiting the planet. That's so... People always, like, say that as an argument, or, like, you know, data centers should be in space, but I don't think people realize how freaking expensive it is to launch stuff into space. Like, one orange on a rocket ship costs $10,000. Like, imagine shipping something 4 times the weight of that. Like, one graphics card would cost a company like $50,000 to ship up into space. It's a ridiculous idea. Also, its space is like a super good thermal insulator, which is very bad for a data center. People don't understand this fact, but space, like, there's the iconic, like, you go into space and you freeze into an ice cube, but it doesn't work that way because it's a vacuum. There's no way for the energy of an object to dissipate very easily. It can very, very slowly. You know, you get stray particles moving around and they hit into one of your heat radiators, and that absorbs the heat and goes off another direction. But it's a very, very slow process. Heat in space is a bad thing. It's really hard to stay cool in space because it's just a perfect insulator. It's a vacuum. It's just ridiculous, dude. I don't know how people don't get that. Yeah, you just implode. Yeah. I mean, if you get depressurized. Well, actually, if you get depressurized, you don't implode. You actually, like, you're pressurized. So if you go into a vacuum, you're gonna, like, balloon up. You know, everything inside of you is gonna want to leave you. Also, like, your saliva and blood starts boiling because now you're in a vacuum and it changes the boiling point. It's a pretty bad time, guys. Don't accidentally fall into a big vacuum. That would be bad for you. Okay, let's go give these guys IDs. Going through the tomato. Grounded? What? Okay, enemy. Oh, did I not save the script or something? Oh, I didn't make it an export variable. Oopsies. Alright, so this guy, don't call him enemy, call him tomato. Entity.tomato. Then we need the dough guy. I have one in my house. That was illegal. That's what I'm saying. Down with big vacuum. Yeah. Alright, so we got those guys in here now. So I think we're pretty much good to go. Now when we also spawn stuff, we could potentially just spawn it in from IDs instead of actually getting the scenes. And then let's go make a little wood guy. So I think this one will be pretty easy. We're just going to make a cylinder. And we're going to start at high res and then lower the resolution because I think it looks cooler. So like this, we are going to subdivide it or add some rings in here. Like that. And slap a displace modifier here. Set it to clouds. All right, so this is what our log is going to look like. Increase the size a little bit. Honestly, just like that looks pretty good to me. Yeah. So let's apply that. Well, let's not apply it. Let's do a decimate modifier. Drop that to like 0.25. And there's our wood guy. So save him as wood. And we're going to set some textures in here. So the two tops, those are going to be inside wood. And everything else will be the not inside wood. Bark. There you go, guys. Like that freaking log. We'll do auto smooth. Let's set the level pretty tall. And I'll probably decimate it even more. Should I sleep in a vacuum chamber in winter? I mean, you'll die. But yeah, theoretically, if that's also one of the reasons why air is such a good insulator, because air is very low density and it's hard for energy to transfer through air, right? That's why, like, you look at something like aerogel, which is like 99% air, is an extremely good insulator because it's just basically a bunch of air, right? So, all right, let's decimate this even a little bit more. It's at 0.2 right now. We could go down to 0.1 maybe. I feel like that looks okay. Let's go like 0.2. I think that's pretty good right there. All right. And the normals are a little bit odd. Might just have to do with the auto smoothing. I don't know why it thinks that angle is so large. Doesn't seem right. Well, it's fine. Can I ignore sharpness? No, we don't have any sharpness set, so... One thing we could do, just to kind of prevent this from having weird issues, I think we can say edge and mark as sharp, and that way it's not going to try and smooth those edges. Like that. So you can probably just get rid of that and just shade it as smooth, right? Boom. Yeah, that works pretty well. Get rid of camera, get rid of light. Save it. Let's go. Okay, so let's create another guy. It is really annoying how I have to, like, inherit all these scenes, but I guess theoretically one way to do this would be instead of inheriting from the blend file, we could just like load in the blend file for the model. But yeah, it's fine. It's too late. We've already done it. Now, I think this guy might be a tiny bit too big, guys. I'm also going to start calling these guys entities because they're not really enemies, right? They're kind of just harmless guys that we're exploiting for some reason, so... Oh yeah, I'm going to have to change the texture here, I think. It kind of made it a little bit funny. Here, I just need to increase the... No, decrease the size. Yeah, like this, and then lower the strength a little bit more. That looks okay. AG is like alchemist searching for the philosopher's stone. It really is. It's kind of insane that how much people are sacrificing for something that might not even be real. You know what I mean? It's pretty insane. Oh yeah, this is the wrong wood now. So he is small enough to fit in there. I think it needs to be a tiny bit smaller though, because I don't want people having issues trying to squeeze it in. So let's do that. I think that should be fine. Okay. Let's go give him the type of entity. I really wish it actually set the type. It's like whenever you do a custom script, it doesn't work. For some reason, you have to like, you have to create the script and then set it. I don't know why it works that way. But then I have to like load the root script, right, and call him entity wood, and then it works when I re-import. But it's a little weird I have to do it that way, guys. Okay, so we copy this. I'm going to make sure that this is not the same shape. It's going to be a cylinder. This needs to be like rotated on its side. On the z-axis, yeah, there we go. 90 degrees. Way too large. That's not quite lined up. That'll be good enough right there. Okay, and then for the materials, we're gonna need to make a new one for like the inside of the wood. Right, because right now we just have this guy, which does look okay for the outside, but the inside, you know, not ideal. I don't know if Filter Forge is working yet. We can give it a try. What I'd like to do for the inside texture is like the rings, you know. Don't worry, guys, the alchemy precursor is just around the corner. Yeah, totally. It's totally gonna happen, guys. I don't even know. Why do people even, like, think it's gonna be a good thing? You know what I mean? I don't know. Would it actually, like, improve anything? Having an AGI? Because I don't know. I mean, if we used it for the right purposes, maybe. This is exactly what I wanted here. But I think the problem is it's just going to be another way for people to make money. And that's all it's ever going to be. As long as we are a capitalist society. Right? I know that sounds insane, but it's true. Yeah, we don't need to seamlessly tile this. Yeah, this should be good. It's not called black plastic anymore. It's called rings. What is this? Just call it wood center, I guess? That'll be fine. Export into... Demonos, 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 Demonos. Demonos. Textures, all right. And we're gonna need to way lower the resolution of that texture. It's way too high res. Also the offset's a little wrong. I don't know if I'm actually gonna make this material triplanar because I want to be able to align it in the center. So, all right, and really quick, let's go lower the resolution while we're at it. Ask the AGI something and it'll respond like, you should ask an AI. Yeah. I don't know, it's pretty crazy. That looks pretty bad. I think I'm gonna rescale this as a, oops. Instead of doing nearest neighbor, do like, probably Mitchell. Yeah, that's better. Maybe go a little bit more. It's hard to say how low res I want to go with it. That should be fine. And then go into sampling, set that to nearest. And it's a little bit too big. So let's change it to 2 on the scaling. There we go. Look at that wood. Crazy. I'll probably change this material to look more like bark or something, but for now it's okay. Yeah, this guy will just roll around. We do need the decal for the body. Oh, and I have to actually rename this node. Hold on. Call this body. Otherwise it's gonna break. Oh, lovely. I love to see it. It's my most favorite thing ever. Why is wood not in that folder? Fix that. I think it only happens when I rename nodes, so it's not a huge deal. I just have to be careful about doing that. No, that's still like too big. I have it at 0.5. Oh, I had it at like 2, whatever. Forgot that larger is... Smaller textures are larger numbers. It's confusing. Okay, get the decal over here. It'll be on, yeah, this face here. This one's gonna be like a little bit funny. Just because he's so like, thin. You know? But it should be fine. Just like that. I'll probably have to do a brighter wood texture so you can actually kind of see his face easier. But we'll see what this is like. Oh, this has to extend a resource. Oopsies. Oh, and make sure that he has entity.wood. Okay, then one of the last things that we need to do is go back into the summoning circle, and instead of preloading all these enemies, we're gonna have a list. So entity.wood, right? Entity.tomato, entity.dough. And now we should be able to spawn these guys in. So we pick a random one of those, and we have to say global.entities table .get, pick that guy .scene .instantiate. Let's go try it out. Hopefully this works. Oh. Whoa. Hey, guy. Hey. Okay, hold on. I can't pick him up. Hold on, hold on. A little bit crazy out in here. Let me delete this guy. And then I have to go back into wood. So he has to have a mask of 2 and 1 and layer of 2 and 3. Let's try this out. Okay, let's summon them. Tomato, tomato, dough, tomato, 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 dough, tomato, tomato, tomato. Wood? Oh, I probably set the wrong scene inside of the entities table. Yeah. Plants vs. Zombies is freaking epic, guys. It makes me sad every day knowing that Plants vs. Zombies is in such a poor state. Is he gonna scream? There he goes. So yeah, now you can just throw him in there and he gets burnt. So when we do that, we're gonna like go when the fire lights up and stuff, you know. So now I can check in here. So if I is an entity, then say if I.id is equal to entity.wood, then I want to say print. Oh, it's checking for the wrong collision area, so. Now I can check. Yeah, there we go. So we'll throw him in there and then he'll get burnt and flame up. Worked at a pizzeria last summer. This is realistic. Let's go. Yeah, there is stuff that like you know about with the pizzeria. Obviously the game is stupid and goofy, but you know. If there's like something I should include, let me know. So now I can just say i.qFree. And that should be basically be it. Or I can just say I.take damage. Like 100 just to instantly kill him. And then we need to light up our fire. So I'm going to create a... We're just doing CPU particles for these because I believe I might try and do a web build, and usually GPU particles have lots of issues on web, so that's why. In case anyone is like, this guy's a freaking idiot, you know. No. 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 Sometimes this happens with the Godot, like when I'm in a little panel like this, it just randomly crashes and freezes. It's some kind of bug. I know there is a new patch for Godot, and it probably has already fixed this stuff, but... Oh yeah, by the way, Season, I apologize for not looking at your items that you got. Let's freaking go. Yeah, you got a whole bunch of stuff. You got ant parts, a bunch of spider parts. Ooh, the roach parts. Stink bug parts. Yeah, something we need to make in Grounded Season is gas masks. I think that would be a very good thing to craft, in my opinion. Just so we can go explore new areas and stuff if you're still in here. So. Well, this freaking sucks. Time for end process. Alright. Hopefully we didn't lose too much. We probably didn't. I think we just don't have the particles in there now. Maybe. I might not have set the mask. No, we got the mask, so it's a minor setback. Alright, CPU particles. And we have to be careful. So before I click on anything, let's look at what we have. Okay, it's not really like the shape that I want in there, so I think I'm just gonna model my own. I'm just gonna call this like a MISC exports or something right here. Just call it MISC. This is gonna have some different shapes and stuff that we need. So I'm gonna do a UV sphere. Yeah, I'll just model everything in high res and use a decimate modifier because I feel like that's kind of usually easier. We're gonna turn on this thing. So I'm just making like a little like fire particle right now. Right, something like this. Just kind of like a drop. That'll be completely fine, I think. And then we use the good old decimate. Call smooth. This one can be decimated a lot. Like even more. Like that would probably be okay. You can see how few faces there are in this. Probably even more. like that, if I'm being real. So then I'm going to export this one as an OBJ. I'm going to call this fire particle. Selection only. It's probably much too big, but it's okay. We got an ad coming up, my apologies. I'm going to call this one fire. Okay, gravity is going to be the other direction because it's fire. Time is going to be 1 second is probably okay. We'll figure it out. The emission shape we're going to do as a box. Box extents aren't going to be that big. Probably more like 0.5. I can't really see in there because the object is so enormous. I don't think I can change the shape in there. Gravity. I can change scale here. There we go. Just change the box extents to be like flat. Change it to be wider. Like that. For lifetime, let's lower that a little bit more. 0.7 maybe. And we need way more particles in here. Roaring fire. Okay. And then for our scale, we'll have some that are larger. Probably. And we can lower that amount. Okay, and then the material on these. Can I set the material? Where is that? Shadow mesh. I thought it was in drawing. Emission shape, colors. I might have to use a different thing for that then. Maybe an array mesh. I need something that I can add a texture to, like this. Tube trail, torus. Yeah, I can't seem to add a texture to it, can I? I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I mean, there is surface here, and I can do something there. Maybe I need to export this as a different file type. Because that was an OBJ, maybe a GLB. Let's try that out. And I can't use that in here, so that's cool. Never mind. I don't think there's any kind of like material override or anything in here. Dampening, scale. There is color that I can do, but I don't think I can do transparency with these right now because I have to set that inside of the material. Can I import a material in here or something? Can I set it? It's really odd that I can't set a material. Let me look this up. Like with this. So where's the GLTF? Extract materials. Let's see if there is a way for me to do this as like an array mesh or something. Because I feel like that's what I need to do. And there's also shadow mesh here. Resource. No. placeholder mesh, immediate mesh. Man. Tube trail mesh. I don't know what that is. Section of rings, curve. Oh, can I set like a curve on this? It's probably what I used before, I would assume. Because then I can set like a curve like this. Have that go up. And kind of make a teardrop shape this way. Oh, that's radial steps. That's, I need sections. There we go. Sections need to be a lot smaller. Well, oh well. This will work fine, and then I can set a material on this, so... A little bit silly. So we want to do albedo, or a vertex color use as albedo. And also enable transparency. Now what I can do is also enable emission. I want this to be like glowing. So I can control the color over time on this. Go to color ramp. So right, we can like start it there and then fade it out. We can set a couple colors. So like this will fade out into red. It'll go to yellow and like orangey. Right. Make a little more orange here. Make this one transparent. So I think this will work here. The only issue though is that's controlling not the emission material though. Right, if I go into here, I'm also going to quickly save this as fire. Because we can see what that looks like there. I could say multiply. Maybe that would be better. But it doesn't seem to do anything then. And that's what makes it like glow. So it does look good. But yeah, the issue is it doesn't look like fire. Right. Maybe if I just do like an orangey glow, you know? But it should like change color as it fades out, and it's just not doing that, so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can use it as albedo or anything. Shading. Also, it kind of breaks the transparency also, which is a little annoying. So I'm not sure how I would handle this. I guess I could give it like a tiny bit of emission or something. Or maybe what I want to do is just change the shading mode. And just make it unshaded like that. That'll probably do it. Because then it'll kind of look like it's glowing. Because it's not going to have any shading. Then I wonder if emission will do anything after that. Where did emission go? Oh, you can't do emission when it's unshaded. Okay. That is okay. Yeah, this will be fine, I guess. We probably could also just do, like, images, too. That's another possibility. It's also just scale now. I want scale to change over time. Go up to like 1. I want there to be some big fire. And I think we need a bit more gravity. And don't go all the way down to 0 scale. Okay, now for angle and stuff. Can't really adjust angle there. I think we could change... Spread doesn't matter at all, apparently. It's a little unfortunate. It'd be cool if we could, like, rotate it. We could set some angular velocity. But it doesn't seem to do anything. So I guess we'll just ignore that. And just to make this, like, dark in here, I think what I'm actually going to do is create an Omni light that's set to negative mode. Like this. And that way I can just, like, make the inside of here artificially dark. Right? Sort of like that. And we'll set up a couple more lights and stuff for all this. This will be like a bottom glow and also top glow. Just to sort of show that it's hot. So turn off negative mode. So that's bottom glow. Let's get top glow. This is going to be an orangey color. Right, just something like this. And sort of same thing on the bottom. And this one will kind of like go out a bit. Like to right there. And I want to up the range. And also probably just up the size of the light source itself. Kind of like that. Make it look like it's hot and scary in there. Okay, so we go back into world now. Let's see what this actually looks like. Yeah, it's not terrible. It'll do. So another thing that we can have set now on this, on the furnace, or the pizza oven, is we need a fuel level. So our fuel float is going to be 0 by default. And I want a way to toggle whether it's on or not. So whenever we put wood in here, we're going to say fuel plus equals... And I think fuel will be kind of like number of seconds that we have fuel for, right? So we'll go ahead and just say fuel minus equals 1 times delta. Then if fuel is less than or equal to 0, go ahead and say set on. False. And then make sure here that set on is true. I'll just say set active for the function here. Status, bool. So if status, we're going to turn it on, otherwise turn it off. Let's go into the pizza oven scene. These are both called top glow. Let's change that to bottom glow. So if it's on, we're gonna enable all of these. So dot disabled. What is it called? Color. Let's just choose energy. So light energy is 1.0. Light energy is 1.0. Otherwise, set these both to 0. And the other thing is the particles. So we're going to say fire dot emitting is equal to status. All right. gonna rename this one to darkness. Let's try it out. So it's gonna start off right now, as you can see. The darkness light could be adjusted a tiny bit, I think. I kind of want to change the attenuation, I think. Maybe up the range a bit. It's hard to say how I want to do that. We'll do low attenuation then. It's tricky. I feel like I need like a different shape of this light, you know? I'll keep it pretty low. It's mainly just for the back of the oven, so that's fine. Just kind of like back in there. It'll be okay. Hey, yo, Meagle guy, welcome in. How's it going? Let's get a wood guy. So if I throw him in, didn't seem to work. Feels less than 0. That should have worked, because it would say set active, and fuel's not less than or equal to 0. Oh, but fuel is gonna be set funny. I have to do this. I think that should fix it. Because what was happening is it was constantly going down. Get a wood guy. There we go. Now the fire starts up. And then we can put our guys in there to cook. We can just like throw them in there. Oh. The collision is a little bit tight in there. We'll have to see. He's kind of stuck in there now. I can't get him out. I have to kill him. The bottom is fine. Hopefully the pizza, I mean, I think it'll be okay. We'll just slide it in there. We'll see. Now, that does feel very little time for the fuel. I think we do like 30 seconds for each wood guy. So, let's try that. All right. I think it's time to make the pizza cook. You know? We've taken too long. It's time to make a pizza. And I'm gonna like stack all the ingredients on top, or maybe just do all the ingredients as textures, you know? It's possible. Let's not do nearly so many vertices on the pizza. I feel like 11 is pretty good. And we're gonna make the pizza a little bit thicker than it used to be, just so we don't have those issues with collision, right? Like, I feel like this would be fine. And we're gonna kind of like set up some crust. Right, so we're gonna have this kind of drop down in the center. Then we're gonna go around the edges, bevel these, and these guys. Kind of like that. And I think that looks much better, in my opinion. I want to set this to smooth, but I'm going to do a couple things here. I want to make all of these edges sharp, like that. And there we go. We got a pizza, guys. I might make it a little bit thicker. Maybe a little less thick. That's hard to... Right there. Maybe drop the center a little bit more. Shrink it. That should look pretty good, though, I think. So let's save this as pizza. And we're just going to have all of these like ingredients kind of stack onto each other. We're going to have to set up some kind of fancy custom shader, I think. That's okay. All right. We can have a list of like textures that we add into our shader as the ingredients, you know? And that could work pretty well. We've already got this texture of a pizza. We're gonna change it up though. So yeah, I think this could work. So we can have like different states for it, like whether it's cooked, you know, and stuff like that. So let's get our pizza. And it's too big, so let's scale it. At least 0.5, but probably more, really. So the dough guy is going to be kind of like the way to get the base of the pizza, right? It'll make more sense in a bit. Okay. And this is going to be a type of ingredient. I'm going to make it its own thing. We're just going to call this class name pizza. Extends rigid body 3D. And then we're going to have a var, like var ingredients, right? And it's going to be an array of strings. Then we can have some functions like function, right? Add ingredient. And we can figure out how to do that and stuff. All right, let's set up our custom material. Just gonna do a geometry override so it doesn't die. Call it pizza. And we're gonna do a shader material. Do shader. And let's modify. So first things first, we are gonna get some uniform set up. So uniform, sampler 2D. Dough texture. Right, make it source color. Filter nearest and repeat enable. Okay. And we'll just have some other things below that. So we got cheese, pepperoni. We'll just start with those two for now. Also, we need sauce. The sauce. Texture, right? Cheese texture. Pepperoni texture. Filter nearest. And these are not going to be repeat. Because those are going to be just like a texture that gets pasted on. The dough is kind of all around, but also we're going to have another texture in here, which is the cooked texture. And that's just going to be kind of pasted on top of everything. All right, so first off, albedo will be equal to dough texture. All right, .rgb. Oh, we actually have to do like texture, dough texture, .rgb. Oops, pass in UV. And boom, we have the dough texture. So now in shader parameters, we're gonna make a noise texture. Make it super eensy tiny. And this is our dough. Make it seamless, which it is. Still got a seam there, though. I might make some of these materials triplanar. Because I realize, like, we can mix and match, honestly. I'm going to search for triplanar. And there was nothing. Albedo. What is albedo? We already had this. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going to say... Oh, this already has its shader here, doesn't it? Yeah. So there is specular here. Or triplanar. Maybe I spelled it wrong. I don't know. Let's see how this all works. We're going to need the vertex function. all of those things. Okay, back into our Za. So that gets all of that stuff. This is just going to be locked to 1. What is it complaining about? Oh, I have to save those as like varying right here. Oh, and triplanar position and all of these things. What's next? UV1 scale. That's something we can pass in as a uniform. Uniform Vec 3, UV1 scale. And uniform Vec 3, UV1 offset. And also texture albedo, we don't use that anymore. Okay, so this is the way that we're going to use our triplanar texture. So we're going to pass this in here like this, boom, and put this as dough texture. I hope this works. Oh god. Come on. So I'm not seeing anything yet. Could just be the frequency here. Oh yeah. Interesting. It seems like it only applied like a bit. Oh, it's because this stuff is set to 0 on the scale. Whoa, look at that. So we can have a mix of triplanar textures and normal textures, which is very nice. So yeah, this should work pretty well. Oh, I didn't realize it was you, Tobe Squanch. Yeah, welcome in. What's the jam team? So this is actually a jam from a really long time ago. This is not a current jam. I was working on this game for Ludum Dare 55, I think like 2 years ago or something. And I didn't ever get time to finish it, so I'm deciding to go back and actually complete the game now. So it's just kind of fun to work on something else for a couple days. It's not going to be this massive long thing or anything, so this might be the last stream that we work on this. I might like show it off or some of the progress on other streams, but otherwise, yeah. And now what I want to pass in here is like cheese. It's going to be texture, cheese texture, UV. And then albedo. So we want to mix the albedo with the cheese texture, and then we can kind of figure out how that all works. And we gotta say cheese RGB. And also cheese.a. So let's see, PC command. My PC specs, I've got a RTX 3080 Ti for my GPU. CPU 3900 XT, 64 gigs of DDR4. Nothing super fancy on the RAM. I would like to get a new CPU at some point, but yeah, too expensive. Gotcha. Anything pizza related? I'm invested. Yeah. Been a while though. Deadlift new game you're working on? Yeah, we've been working away at that. It's Starground's still going on in the background, but Deadlift is going to be coming much later, you know. Really the priority right now is like Lurden is going to be probably the first game to get full launch. Then after Lurden comes out in July, I'm going to really focus on getting Starground finished. And then we're going to move on to Deadlift stuff. So we might have a demo out for Deadlift in October for the next fest then. Possibly. Hopefully we do. I think we will probably, so. But yeah, it's coming along, so. I'm also going to do something here. I'm going to say if we even have cheese. And I don't know if it works this way. I presume we can like check if it's null. No. Oh, I can say cheese texture, right? And it expects a Boolean. So how do I know if we have the cheese texture? Like Godot shaders, check if variable exists. I don't know how I could do that. I'll just have to say if cheese texture.a is greater than 0 or something. Like this is the way we could do it. And I think that'll work. Unless it's like has full alpha transparency, it does. I think the default color is probably just pure black. I can check like this. I don't know if this is gonna work. No, it must be pure white then. Less than 0.99. Let's see if that works. Yeah, so it's kind of a janky way to do it. Because then it means I can't use like pure white colors. I wonder how we could fix this. I don't know if there's really an easy way to know if we have a texture defined or not, you know? I could probably check like the size of the texture is always a way. It's like texture size of cheese texture 0. And then I can just check if that is greater than 0. I think. Oh, it's an IVEC2. So I have to say greater than IVEC2 0, 0. And I can't compare those directly, but I'll just say if .x is greater than 0. Greater than 1. So I don't think that's working. Because I don't know if it even has, like, what is this value returning? I really wish I could, like, know what these numbers are, you know? They're going to be working on some of this stuff soon in the newest Godot version. It's not out yet, but being able to, like, get little previews of each step inside of your shader of what things look like, I am very excited for that. So random side note, just looking on the alert and Steam page and noticed a typo, yeah? Which, where's that at? So, powerful bonuses, customize your character, and tanks. Program your own. It's probably not in there. That has an apostrophe. Should be reigns and not reigns. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can fix that. Thanks for spotting that. My bad. It's crazy how some people have gotten, like, so angry for some reason at, typos. Like, I've seen some people that were like, "This is completely unprofessional. I will not be buying this game because you made a typo in one of the descriptions." And I'm just like, why is it such a big deal? This is like a typo. But it's fine. Who cares? Okay, then the other thing that we're gonna paste on top is, I guess what I'll do for that is like have a variable whether it's cooked. So those will just, it'll just be set whenever the texture, but I need like a uniform bool cooked. So then I can mark it as cooked and it'll be cooked. So the idea for that is it's going to be kind of like a semi-transparent like color overlay on top of everything. That's just going to kind of make it sort of tinted brown, you know, to make it look like it's been cooked. Hopefully it works. I think it will. So we're just going to create a brown color here. wish I could see the full real color. Maybe a little more saturated. Maybe a bit less red. Just throw a tiny bit more green in. I think something like that would probably be okay. And it'll have some color variation and stuff on it. Like this one I'm going to make a lot darker. And then hopefully this will work. So I'm going to go down here again and say if cooked. And this is going to be the last thing that gets like put on top of everything. So yeah, not a huge deal, but for some reason my eyes always drawn to them. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Then we're gonna mix it with another triplanar texture here. So we're gonna say cooked. Cook is gonna be that. Cooked texture. Oh, this is the vec4 cook. Okay, and then we say albedo is equal to mix albedo cook. Actually, I just kind of want to paste it on top, right? Well, I guess we have to mix it, so cook and cook.a. So cook.rgb. Let's try it out. So if I mark it as being cooked now, boom, we can see it like has that overlay on top. So yeah, that seems to work pretty well. Make sure everything is source color. Yeah, looks like we are. So yeah, hopefully this will look fine. I need to set up all of our other materials and stuff in here. Like the dough texture looks a little silly right now. Don't want to go too far into the green zone. All right, we'll get our raw dough texture, kind of like that. And then when we're cooked, let's see what it looks like. Oh, that is when it's cooked. So I think the cooked texture needs to be a bit darker and a bit more prominent. Like that. Yeah. Also make that seamless. There we go. That's a cooked pizza right there. All right, we are getting there. So theoretically now, if I go ahead and put a cheese texture on top, we should see it like appear. Yeah, right there. And I think instead of what I'm doing now for this, it's a little like for the cooked texture on top, hard to see underneath because it's an overlay. Instead, what I'm gonna do is just say times equals cook.rgb. So it's just like a multiplier of color. Like that. Yeah, that is much better. Okay, so we got to keep working away at this. First things first, I'm gonna generate like a UV that works for all the cheese stuff. So var, or let's see, vec2 ingredient UV is gonna be equal to UV, and we're gonna kind of shift it around and stuff, right? So times vec3, and that's just gonna be a scale plus another vec3 for positioning. Hey, working on a 3D game now? Yeah, this is just a little game jam that I was messing around with 2 years ago and I never finished. So we're just working on doing it. Is our UV 3D or I think it's 3D. I might be wrong though. Okay, it is 2D. I wasn't sure. I wonder how it does the three-dimensional mapping then. I don't know. I guess it's only for triplanar stuff. So like here, instead of saying +1, we can probably say like +0.5. That doesn't seem to do anything. Oh, because I'm not using it in the cheese UV. So that got rid of it. What if we do -0.5? Nope, it's just gone. Okay. Let's keep messing around until we figure out what happened. So I need to change this into like a different variable. I'm just going to call this ingredient offset. Uniform ingredient offset. Make it a vec2. Then we'll do the same thing for the scale so I can actually get this figured out. Call it ingredient scale. Okay. Now we can figure this out. Oh, so many things open. Let's close all these. All right, the scales will set to 1. Now I can just do this and slide it around until I find the right spot. So I think that's too big. Set the scale to 2. Right, I just kind of want it pasted right on the middle here. And I'll probably have it something sort of like this. Let's go ahead and make a cheese texture now. We'll just do like a low res. I don't know how high res it needs to be. Not very high res, right? Because it's just a tiny object. Maybe a little more than this. Yeah, let's do 64. Is there any reason you don't do this in Blender and import into Godot? This is going to be like a dynamic thing, which is why I'm doing it this way, because these ingredients are going to be stacked onto each other. I really don't want to have to bake out like 5 different, like, well, because here's the thing, like, it can be any combination. So we'd have like a million different like stacks of, or variations of these textures, which is just way too many to build. So I don't want to do all that. I'm just going to do it in here instead, right? Do it in my own custom shader. And it's kind of fun anyways. I want to get better at doing 3D shaders, and that's kind of the other part of this too, which is like, for me, it's really just an opportunity to learn. Because I don't need to make this game. This game's going to be free anyways. So for me, it's just all about, I am trying to learn more 3D skills and get better at 3D. Right. And yeah, a big part of that for me is figuring out how to do these 3D textures and stuff and shaders. All right, so we're just gonna have this, let's do like an airbrush. Oh, the brush is enormous for some reason. Okay. Why is that not actually, oh, there we go. We're just going to draw a cheese texture that can be put around. Thank you for the cheese time. How convenient. Alright, we're just going to kind of round out the corners a little bit. Make it a circle. A little bit more. These don't have to be perfect. I think actually it's kind of better if they're not perfect. So let's see how this looks. Pizza cheese. Boom. Yeah, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. Let's find out. Boom. It's actually not bad. Like, it looks like there's cheese on top. And then we can turn off the cook texture and it turns into that. So it'll look really nice. Like, it'll be obvious that it's raw and then boom, it's cooked, you know? So we're just kind of like gauging the scale and everything on here. I think we could probably increase the scale just a tiny little bit, like to 2.2 on either side. And then offset it. That really should just be like almost 0. And this looks like somewhere right in there. I want like a little bit of the ingredients going up onto the crust because it just kind of makes sense, I feel like. Not every pizza is like perfectly crafted to be just in the center. Like there's going to be a little bit of overlap on the edges, so maybe just a tiny bit bigger, like 2.4, and I think we're at a good spot there. But yeah, what should be good about this theoretically is it's not going to have this texture at the bottom of the pizza. Like it's just going to be at the top here. You can see the bottom is just pure crust and we're good. So there's our cheese. I think we could cut out the corners a little bit more. just a little bit more of a square right now. Just like that. And look at that, guys. It's a pizza with cheese on it. It looks a lot better than the old pizza we had. That was just like a Roblox style pizza. And yeah, it works really well. So if we don't have any texture, it doesn't display it. And then if we do put a texture on, boom, it appears. So we can work on all the other textures too. And I do want to add in like a little bit of transparency to this too, so you can see the other ingredients below it, right? Which is the thing. So we're going to kind of go through some of these areas where it's darker and like draw in some transparency, I think. Because I want to make sure that's like a thing, right? So this should help, I think. Because cheese, it's like, it's not going to be this perfect impermeable layer. There's going to be gaps in the cheese, right? Something kind of like that. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so now I can just sort of see through the cheese layer a tiny bit. Yeah, we're about to draw the sauce right now. Now, the sauce is not permeable. You know, the sauce, I've never seen a permeable sauce. It's got a thick layer on the bottom. Also, it's always on the bottom, so it means that, like, nothing's ever going to be below it other than just the crust, but you don't need to see the crust. All right, so we're just going to start with probably just a big circle. And let's fill it with my foreground color and no outline. Let me go get pizza sauce. Like, I could probably find an image of one, you know? Like, we could take this image and kind of crop out the sauce and the spoon and stuff. I kind of really like using real images because it just looks cool. All right, so we'll just kind of take this guy, plop it down somewhere here in the center. And I think the sauce should extend out a little bit more than the cheese did. So we'll kind of do that. And now it's time to crop. Get rid of all the extra stuff. And we're going to replace that hand and stuff, don't worry. Yeah, I think this should look cool. All right, so what we're going to do to fix that mess in there is we're just going to take our clone stamping tool and get in there and replace, just like this. And it works pretty well. Right? That's all we need to do. We'll kind of fill that one out a little bit extra so I can go in and fix that corner. Back to the airbrush. I don't know why it defaults to such an enormous brush size. There we go. And there's just a couple spots, like in these brighter areas, that it should have like a little bit of transparency, but not a whole lot. I don't want the sauce to be like invisible. Just a couple spots here and there, you know. So there we go. This is our pizza sauce. One stamping tool is OP. It is really nice. It's also nice doing these textures because they're so tiny that it's like fine if it looks a little janky anyways. So pizza sauce. Let's go see what this looks like. So if I throw on, it theoretically should map the exact same way. And I just need to set up the code in there to actually like display it because we don't have that right now. There's some bits in the corner I forgot to erase. So make sure those are gone. Okay. So now we just copy the same code for the cheese, and instead this is going to be for the sauce texture. Sauce. And the cheese should go on top of the sauce. That's why it's a little weird here. Also, I forgot to change this. It's using the same as the cheese. Let's see. Would you look at that? There's freaking sauce on there, dude. So you can hide the cheese, right? If we don't have a cheese texture, and it's just a sauced up pizza like that. Very epic. We'll probably add a little bit more transparency back to these areas. Or like more opaqueness or whatever. Just like that. There we go. Okay. And then there's what it's like cooked. So like if somebody wants a pizza with just sauce, basically our order of operations is we set the sauce texture on the pizza and it stays raw. And then when you cook it, boom, we mark it as cooked. And there's the pizza. And the pizza is going to have a list of like all of its attributes, right? So we're going to say whether it's been cooked, right? And then I'm going to actually change this to cooked level, maybe. But we don't have a way to burn them, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. I might... Well, it would be cool if you could burn them. Yeah, well, I'll add in a state for burnt pizza. Bar burnt. Be false, but we'll worry about that later. I'm just gonna say function set cooked. Well, I'm gonna do this, like, I'm just gonna say, like, set state, and then it's gonna be, like, attribute as a string. And then we're gonna match those attributes, so match attribute. And then I'm gonna say cooked, right? And that's where we say cooked is true. I'm gonna say burnt. Burnt is true. We're also gonna say, and also in these ones where I get cooked, now I wanna say, let's get a reference to this, 'cause it's gonna be annoying. So bar mesh is equal to that. And we say mesh get surface material, or no, get override material or something. What is it? Is it a material override? It's not a surface material override. It's just get. What is it? Geometry? What is this? Can I copy the path to this? Here, copy property path. Oh, it's just material over. Okay. And then we say that set shader parameter cooked to true, right? Very easy. That one is nothing for now. Then we can move on. So like sauce. So if it has sauce, and you can't ever remove ingredients, so it doesn't matter. So we're gonna say ingredients dot push back, right? Sauce. And actually, instead of doing that, we're just gonna change this instead of ingredients to attributes. Say attributes dot push back attribute. So we have a list of all the ones that's been done. And I want to say if attributes already has, our new attribute, then just return. So we don't have duplicates, right? And this is gonna like return a bool for whether it was a success or not. So I'll say false. Oh, so I'll say return true down here. Okay. All right, so we're gonna say mesh.mesh material override dot set shader parameter, and we're gonna set our sauce texture. Now we could just have all the textures in here by default and use instance parameters to turn them on and off. Yeah, it's probably going to be easier that way. I hate to say it. I hate to do it. But it'll be better. Also, I don't need to know whether it's cooked or burnt in here because it's just going to be in the attributes, so we don't need variables for those. Also, these are all the exact same here, aren't they? So I could actually just, I think, simplify all of this code extremely easily and just say set it to whatever the attribute is. Right? Yeah. And now that's it. Extremely easy. I'm going to say add attribute. It's just a better name for this function now. Okay. Very, very easy. So now over back into our shader. We'll just do it the right way. So we're going to have instance uniform bool cooked. We're going to have one for each of these, right? So sauce, cheese, pepperoni, and also burnt. Pepperoni. And sauce has been redefined, so I need to like change it down here. So instead of having to do this, I can just say if sauce, right? Let's say texture is that. There we go. And instead of checking that, I just say if cheese. What's good about this is it means I don't have to, you know, set up unique materials for every single pizza. It'll just be a lot easier this way if we're being real. All right, then if cooked, set it to that. Very easy. And then the last one for pepperoni. Set it to pepperoni. Texture. Boom. I think that's pretty much it. Ingredient scale. I'll move these uniforms up just to keep everything organized. Cook texture. And then we just need one for burnt. Right? And it's just gonna be like black. So if burnt, we're going to use the burnt texture and multiply it. Oops. Change this away from cook into texture. Okay, and the burnt texture is just going to be kind of the same as the cooked texture, but black. So paste is unique, duplicate all those. And yeah, it's just going to be black. So don't burn your pizzas, guys. All right, I think this should work really well. So now, instead of what we had here before, where we were like moving them in and out and stuff, they're just going to be here permanently. So we got the cheese. So we just need one for pepperonis. Let's just go get a transparent pepperoni, which of course they have one here. These are all fake transparent images, though. I love when things are just not real transparency. Like, why do people do that? It's just a way to get people onto their website or something. Now, it's extremely hard to like see this pepperoni, so what I'm gonna do is duplicate it. Or we don't even need to do that. Just delete the layer. I always forget about this. We can go into layer style, and add a drop shadow. Now that drop shadow is way too big. The distance is stupid. There we go. And I want this to just be normal. Where is it? Just nothing. Just normal. Is that the one? I can't remember. Divide. It must be. Just want to make sure there's enough shadow underneath each of these pepperonis. There we go. Okay. These pepperonis are a little bit large. Let's shrink them down. Now I'm just going to paste a bunch of these guys around. And I put these ones on stupid. Oh. Just like that. Look at that pepperoni, guys. Now it's got that underneath it. I think it maybe does spread out just a little bit too much. But I want to make sure that they're visible on top of the sauce, right? Maybe change the spread amount to 50%. Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Okay. I might possibly make these like darker than the... Well, they're going to be on top of the cheese, so if you put your pepperonis on top of just sauce without cheese, then you're kind of a freak, so I think it's okay. All right, pepperonis, and I think that's it. So now we should be able to change the stats of our pizza to whatever our heart desires. So we can just test it out really quick. If we go down into instance shader parameters here, we can toggle these on and off, right? So we got sauce, pepperonis on top, cooked, cheese, and burnt. Burnt is just black. So... But it actually does work really well. I'm pleasantly surprised with this little shader. And it's really easy for us to add on new ingredients if we want, so we can totally do that. Yeah, you can throw your peps on. You can cook it, so you can just make a cheese pizza if you want. And then burn it. Black is cool. Or if you want, you could just do a bread and pepperoni pizza. It's like the most cursed pizza I've ever seen in my life, but it's possible. Anyways. Yeah, this is extremely versatile, actually. Yeah, I just want to learn this stuff better. I don't know. Like, yeah, we could have, like, baked all these textures and stuff, but it's kind of a lot of manual labor. So I actually really like the method here, because it means I can just throw these textures on top, and like if I don't like a particular texture, I just kind of tweak it a little bit. So we can go back into the entity now, and if it is a dough guy, we can spawn in some dough. I'll say if our pizza is equal to preload pizza.scene.instantiate, right? Let me just say pizza get parent.add child pizza, and also say after we add it, pizza.global position is equal to our global position. So I should be able to generate pizzas now whenever I kill a dough guy. Let's go check it out. It would be really cool if we did like a physics simulation on the pizza where it like flopped around and stuff, but you know, it gets to a point where like, how far are we really going to go with it? So we can slice this guy up, and then he drops in a pizza. Apparently it's not happy though. It can't be assigned to an object of node 3D. I don't know what's wrong here. Probably because I didn't set a root type in here. Yeah. Set it to type of pizza. Reload the game. Check it out. Oh, get over here. Get over here. So I can kill this guy. And it's still crashing. I don't know why it's weird. I'm just spawning in pizza.scene. Yeah, it's still not an actual rigid body for some reason. It's really annoying when this happens. Oh, it lost its root script? I think that's why. There we go. And then I gotta give it a collision shape. So this will be a cylinder. Height will be much thinner. 0.15 maybe? I can see where like the pizza is, so hopefully that shouldn't cause any collision issues. We'll see. Alright guys. Let's check it out. Oh. So yeah, we have to obviously preload our shader and stuff, because right now it's like really laggy if we try and create that shader during runtime, but I think this will work. So let's go ahead and set the mask to 2. So let's go ahead, yeah, let's preload that shader like early, because it's a little bit slow when we don't. Because we have it on the cylinder node here. Geometry override. Also, I don't know if we actually have Uber shaders on. That might be like what's going on here. So I think there's like stuff we can do to preload our shaders better. Shader language. Physics. Shader compiler. Shader cache. Okay, so that seems fine. I guess Uber shaders is only for exporting. But yeah, let's go ahead and like load this shader in at the beginning of the game. So we're gonna say var shader is equal to preload. And I guess what is the one that we want to load? I think it's pizza.trez. That is not the right one. Oh, what is this one called? Oh shoot, I didn't like save it yet. Yeah, let's make sure that we save this after all that work. Pizza material. Okay, we're gonna see if this works. I don't know if it will. Hopefully it stops that little stutter. Yeah, see, it doesn't stutter at all now. So, pretty easy fix. So yeah, look, we got a freaking pizza here, guys. Very epic. So yeah, we'll be able to like slot it into here, you know, it looks like it fits just fine, so that's good. You can cook one pizza at a time. And it'll like take a second for the pizza to cook, you know, it's not just gonna immediately get cooked the second we put it in there. So we'll have to keep track of each pizza and how long it's been in there. I might kind of have like a, you know, var cooked level, right? It'll be a float. So it'll start out at 0. And then over time, we can just increase that cooked level more and more. So I'll have like a thing in here that's like set. You know, we'll do this, set value. And say if value is greater than 1.0, we want to say add attribute cooked. you know? And then also if value is greater than 2, we say add attribute burnt. So let's go try that out really quick. So inside of here, we're going to check all the pizzas. So if I is a type of pizza, then we say I dot cook level plus equals, like, let's say it takes like 5 seconds to cook a pizza. So like 0.5, or maybe let's do 10 seconds. So 0.1 times delta, I think, should be 10 seconds. Let's go try it out. So it should just start cooking the pizza. And then we'll set it up so it only cooks it once we actually have fuel and stuff. But I just want to make sure this works right now. All right, we got our pizza. So we slot it in. We just kind of sit there and wait. And then all of a sudden it should turn cooked in 10 seconds, hopefully. That's the idea. And it did not. It's probably because I didn't set the shape on this properly. Yeah. The mask has to be layer 3. Let's try that again. Wait 10 seconds. And so I'm not seeing it get cooked in here. Let's go ahead and make sure that it's like detecting a pizza. Okay, so it's definitely detecting the pizza. It should be saying I.cooked level plus equals set. Oh, I'm not actually setting the value. Duh, cooked level is equal to value. Whoopsies. Now it should be cooking. Any second now it should turn into a cooked pizza. Boom. The pizza has been cooked. And then if we put it in for another 10 seconds, it should turn black and get burnt. So burnt pizza is just going to be kind of like a, maybe like a negative money thing, or you lose money or something when you burn a pizza. It's as black as coal. So, but yeah, our system is working for cooking, so that's good. So the kind of process is you like summon some guys to catch these guys. You're going to put the wood into the furnace. Whoa, he turned into a pizza. That's not supposed to happen. I just need to go add a check for the ID whenever a pizza gets generated here. So I need to say if ID is equal to entity.dough, then we generate a new pizza. Otherwise, it's going to generate different ingredients. Yeah, we put the pizza in while it's on. And let's get some more wood here. Come here. Stop running from me. So it's cooked. And then the process is going to be like go up to the window, chuck it in the back, you know? And then there's going to be like a bell here or something that you ring, and then the car sends out your delivery. And for every delivery that you get, you'll probably earn a little bit of money. We'll implement a shop so that you can spend your money on stuff. Because of course right now there's not anything to spend money on. Be funny if you could put these guys in the oven. Like it doesn't like add fuel, but it just burns them. Kills them. Sure, let's do that. Let's say if is pizza, else by is entity. I'll just say I dot take damage 1. This looks like a Minecraft gas. It does kind of sound like that, yeah. And if it goes in here, it should just instantly die, like. Okay, so I'll just say take damage 100, either way. We'll say, okay, I'll have to do this. So if it's wood, instantly add it in. Otherwise, if fuel is greater than 0, then we just say I take damage. So it only does damage if they're in there. And now same thing over here. I'm going to say if fuel is greater than 0, we only run this other for loop. So we can only cook stuff if we actually have fuel. And if we have fuel, I'll just move this over here because it looks nicer. And then just say else right here. Very nice. So we're getting there, guys. Things are coming along. Yeah, I think this concept was definitely a little bit too grand for the jam initially. Like, I mean, I could definitely do this kind of game now, but back when I was first learning 3D with Godot, right, it was probably a bit much to take on, right? So I'm probably gonna get it set up so there's also rats that run around your shop and eat your ingredients. So if you just drop stuff on the floor and leave it here, they start eating it. Because, you know, you can't have a pizza game without rats, guys. Come on. And then I'll probably have it where if you're holding an ingredient and you hover over the pizza, it'll, like, give you a prompt to add ingredient, you know? So, yeah. I don't want people accidentally adding ingredients because that doesn't feel very fun. So I want that to be kind of an intentional decision for people. Would be funny if you could like burn the furniture, actually, you know? This is like a little temporary fuel thing. Why not? Let's do it. So if I is entity... All right. LFI is... I don't have chair defined. So I'll have to go set up classes for all those. I don't even have scripts for these, so... I'll just say, no, because they all have different names and stuff. I'll say if I is chair, I.take damage 100. And add some fuel. It's not going to be like a lot of fuel for these guys, probably. Maybe like a little bit less. Maybe the chair will be quite a bit more, you know? Oh, and I can't say I take damage. I just say I.Q3. So chair and table. Oops. Let's give this one a script. Last name chair. Just be easier that way. We can go get the table. Last name table. Boom. And we'll do like 40 for the table because there's a couple of them. So now we should be able to throw the tables and chairs in as fuel. Let's try it out. It doesn't seem to work for some reason. Oh, it's because it's only checking for a specific kind of... Go back to fuel area and mask for layer 3 instead. Or also layer 3. So, chair goes in. It didn't seem to actually increase the fuel for some reason. Oh, I didn't say set active. Okay. You know, I'm going to change this because there's no reason that I'm doing it this way. Like, it's just annoying. I'm just going to set this for fuel. And say set value, you know, fuel is equal to value, and say if fuel is greater than 0, set active, else. All right, that's much better. Now I can just change fuel and don't have to worry about that stuff. Let's try this again. So if I chuck in a chair, oh, and it's already active somehow. Oh, that's because it isn't like initially not active. So I have to say a function ready, say set active false. Let's try that. And this should be it. This should work. So oven is off. I can throw in a chair. So it's kind of a nice alternative thing too. Like you can actually clear out your area if you don't want all this furniture laying around. and like clogging up the area, you can just like grab it and throw it in, you know, just like get out of here. So you can actually get a lot of fuel time just throwing in all your chairs and stuff. Oh, it's hard to get this one in. There we go. And you could just like throw all these over, you know, and like... I have so much fuel time now. Yeah. Where's that little guy? Come here. And you can just kind of like get your pizzas all lined up along here, right? So you got like a tomato guy. Kill him. I don't know if I'm gonna do a grinder. I think I might just keep what we had before, where you just kind of slash them with your pizza cutter, because that seems to be kind of like just the mechanism for how everything works here. Like you kill this guy, and you get, come here, you get a pizza dough, right? And then this guy, you would just slash and get some pizza sauce, right? And then throw them on here. And then cook up your pizzas. You slide one in. Stop printing. I do want to get it set up, though. If there is a pizza in here, it starts like showing steam. Theoretically, you could stack multiple pizzas in here at the same time, like that. Although they are colliding with each other, so... Let's make it so pizza collides with other objects of interactable. Alrighty. I want to see what it looks like again. Oh my god. This is one problem where like the pizza can get stuck on the summoning table, so kind of need to fix that. Also, we need to work on like the damage sounds and stuff for these guys, you know. Here, let's get our furnace fueled up. Okay. I just want to make sure these are colliding with each other, which they are. Very good. So you could put like a big stack of these on, right? Can I do this? Okay, almost. But yeah, you can just fill it up with multiple pizzas if you really need to. Like this. And they should all cook at the same time. Like, we'll see these all start to get cooked, yeah. So this works if you want to go through this route, like, you can struggle, and... Because you have to, like, get the bottom one out before it gets burnt, but there's others on top, and it's just a mess, you know? Like that. But that's kind of, like, a good mess. I want there to be some, like, challenge in maneuvering these items around and stuff, so... Yeah, it's good. I'll probably set up some particle emitters for these pizzas when they get cooked and stuff, just like a little, like of steam or something, just to kind of indicate that they've been cooked. Or maybe even play, like, a little ding sound. So, I'll probably do that. Yeah, I might also, like, have some kind of... I feel like maybe it's a little too easy if this summoning circle is just free ingredients forever, you know what I mean? I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that yet. It could be something where, like, summoning an ingredient does cost money, so if you go broke, then you kind of screw yourself over. We'll have to see. Or maybe it, like, sort of passively summons ingredients. I have no idea yet. We'll have to think about it. Yeah, designing this game, there's a lot of design things that come into play, surprisingly. It's like, I don't know. Not 100% sure about it all yet. But I think the game's coming along. You know, we got a bunch of stuff here. Next thing is going to be the car and, like, getting the ordering system set up, because we've got it where we can do, like, we can make the pizza and cook it now. So next is just going to be, like, you know, the process of delivering the pizzas and making money and stuff, I think. Or wood. And a lot more sounds and polish, obviously. That's like the final little cherry on top of it all, right? Come here. Let me grab you. Come here. Stop it. Okay. Oh my god, this guy. Yeah, I'll probably do particles for these pizzas, so like if it's burnt, it just has like black smoke rising out of it. Just as a little indicator, further thing of like, is this pizza cooked or what? So, anyways, but yeah, things are coming along, I would say. Add particles above pizza for whether it is cooked or not. I'm just gonna make like a little list of to-dos. Make it so you can put ingredients onto the pizza. What else? We need to do money, delivery system, then like figure out balancing and all that stuff, right? Like, how is this summoning gonna work? Maybe it's some kind of like charge that you have, or like, you know, you have to be, I don't know. There's a lot of ways we could go about it. I need to look at some other games sort of built like this, like other cooking games. I've played Overcooked, and that's like the biggest one, honestly, that's sort of along these lines. And the way it works in that is that it's like you don't really have any like money or anything. But the thing with Overcooked is that it's like it's not, this is more of a I guess an incremental game. Overcooked is not incremental. Like, it's more of like a puzzle-based kind of thing, like a co-op puzzle thing. So that's the only thing there, right? It would be kind of fun to make this game multiplayer, maybe. Let me know if you guys want to see that. But yeah. Anyways. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for today's stream. I do have to head out. It's time to eat. But anyways, thank you guys for coming in. I know we didn't get to Deadlift today, but I was just having too much fun with the pizza time, so I'll work on that off stream. It's fine. Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. But Wednesday we'll probably be back to Lured In. I need to get another demo update going, and we'll just keep working on Lured In, or Deadlift in the background. Get the new camera stuff set up, and hopefully we'll finally get another playtest update out. I'm not gonna do it though until like we're at a spot where I feel like we have enough stuff to show. Like, I don't want to give you guys like one little tiny minor thing and just be like, okay, playtest, because it's not really worth your guys' time. So I want to get like the new camera systems working and implemented so that we can be like, okay, boom, try out this whole new freaking gameplay mechanic, you know, and let me know what you think. I think it'll be better that way. But anyways, thank you everybody for coming in. I'll be live again on Wednesday, 3:30 MDT. Yeah, feel free to play the Lured In demo. Grab Starground on Steam. Join the Discord if you want. Yeah, I appreciate it. Sorry if the pizza game is like boring or not what you guys actually want to see. You know, if you guys do have stuff that you want to see done on a given day, like, let me know. So, because I have a good time working on any of this stuff, really, whether it's Deadlift or Lured In or Demonos now. Demonos will be finished very shortly. I don't know if I'm going to be spending too much longer on it. Just kind of get the main gameplay loop finished and then put it on itch. But, you know, I just like having more games out, more experience with 3D, because it's a big thing I need more just practice with. That's the reason I kind of cycled back to Demonos and wanted to finish it. Because, you know, it's good to figure out the shaders and stuff. So anyways, we're going to go raid New Jank. So, yeah. Bye, everybody. See you on Wednesday. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.